blamed for more than 150 deaths. Hundreds of others remain missing. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burrich has more from the foreign desk.
The Nepalese Tourism Board is saying that about 400 tourists are missing right now, including 47 Americans. That gives you a sense of how this could evolve in the coming hours and days. There is complete devastation across a pretty wide area of Nepal, a wall of muddy water packed with debris cascading down through that mountainous remote area.
Witness testimony in the evidence portion of the Lindsay Clancy trial has concluded in Massachusetts. The mother is charged with killing her 3 children in 2023. Her attorneys argue she had postpartum psychosis and did not receive adequate medical treatment. Closing arguments set to begin tomorrow. The brewing trade war between the U.S. and Canada showing no signs of ending. Canada vowing retaliatory hikes on American goods starting in September. This is ABC News. British actor Tim Curry has died. The stage, voice, and film actor was nominated for 3 Tony Awards in a career that spans 6 decades. ABC's Alex Stone has more on his life and his legacy.
Born in the UK in 1946, he got his start on stage in the West End, starring in the original production of Hair in 1968. He then moved on to Hollywood, catching his big break playing Dr. Frankenfurter in the 1975 cult classic film The Rocky Horror Picture Show. The film was initially ignored by critics and audiences, but developed a second life as a cultural event in the midnight movie space. It was a role he would also play on the Broadway stage.
The cast of the Broadway revival tonight says they will honor Curry, who was 80 years old. After nearly 2 weeks, thousands of customers in Gary, Indiana now have had power fully restored. But another wave of storms targeting parts of the Midwest and South could also put them in the path of threats again. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
The fights over who should pick Pierce County Sheriff just escalated. The story after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to us by 425 Magazine. Up in Everett, we're looking at typical backups. Everett to Marysville will take you 10 minutes. Everett to Seattle, just a 40-minute commute. Half hour from Linwood. You're all clear until you reach Lake City Way, and then from there, it is pretty packed all the way to I-90. North 5, our usual scattered backups between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal Bridge. Westbound 90, just inside the Mount Baker Tunnel, a collision blocks 2 center lanes, and you're backed up bumper to bumper all the way inside that Mercer Tunnel. In Kirkland, North 405 and Northeast 60th, your right lane is blocked for road work. You're backed up to Southeast 8th. Bellevue to Linwood right now will take you 35 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay. Seattle to Federal Way, 45 minutes. It's thick from the Duwamish Curve to South 200th. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, also 45 minutes. Pretty heavy through Renton and again south of State Route 18. And here in Seattle, the Nickerson Street has reopened near SPU following about a 3-hour closure for a fatality hit-and-run investigation. 425 Magazine, home design, local living, dining trends, health and wellness, and more. Subscribe today at 425magazine.com. KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Pierce County Sheriff Keith Swank is fighting to keep his job in the hands of voters. He filed his own ballot initiative today to guarantee the sheriff is always chosen by the people.
I believe the people of Pierce County should have the right to vote for and elect the sheriff of their choosing.
The Swank will have 6 months to gather signatures. This is a direct response to a measure that would make the sheriff an appointed position. Voters will have the final say on that this November. Meantime, Pierce County deputies say up to 50 people were outside Marco's Cantina in Parkland early this morning when a fight led to gunfire. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
Pierce County deputies say one man was hit in the shooting, but his injuries are non-life-threatening. The scene was so chaotic, Washington State Patrol and Lakewood Police were called in just to manage the large crowd. Deputy Carly Capetto says even in such a crowd, no one is talking.
We know that people have information. We know that they saw something. So we're really hoping after they've had some time to think about the seriousness of what happened, they'll come forward to want to speak with us.
If you have any information about this shooting, call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle teachers could vote to go on strike tonight. The Education Association is meeting tonight to decide whether to approve a tentative contract or authorize that walkout. If it's approved, the strike could begin on the first day of school next Tuesday, impacting nearly 50,000 students. An Evergreen State College wrestler is swapping the mat for the fire line this summer. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull has her story.
Mariah Paz is used to tough opponents, but the 21-year-old Evergreen Jr. says wildfire can be a whole different fight.
I got myself down in the canyon one time, and I didn't want to seem like I was scared, but I was scared, and I was like, I think I need to come out. It's getting hot in here.
Paz, who is also mother to a 3-year-old son, spends her summers working as a wildland firefighter.
Young moms out there, like, don't stop because you have a kid. You know, my kid just gave me more reason to be better.
And she says wrestling gives her the discipline to keep going when the work gets hot, exhausting, and dangerous. Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
And let's check your forecast now as we have afternoon sunshine today. Some showers rolling through tomorrow, mainly along the coast, and then another chance for some light rain Friday into Saturday with highs in the low 70s. Right now, looking at 75 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Yeah, there's the music. Here we go, everybody. Hello, Mrs. B. I know you're listening. Hello to Kev as well. John Curley Show getting started now. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1-888. 973-5476. Hey, YouTubers out there.
Oh, hey. Hey, guys.
All righty. Oh, Rye's coming on. What are you doing? All right. Nick on the board. Don't screw up. All right. Pressure on you. You're wearing glasses now? What are you trying to do? Look smart?
I think I had glasses yesterday.
You had glasses yesterday?
I was always wearing glasses.
Oh, okay. Well, calm down. Stop talking about yourself. All right. So, is this? Oh, this is the Wall Street Journal. the fear of AI. Here comes AI. Nick, put your glasses. Turn the music down. Okay. Already we messed it up. So Bill Gates has got this very, very long piece. It's in the Wall Street Journal. There is no plan. He is concerned that AI, basically, the thinking is it's going to take over. We're going to 80% of jobs will all be eliminated. What's going to happen? How are people going to have any money to produce anything? Where's it going to be coming from? Because basically the way the market works now, you're selling your labor to the highest bidder for you to produce something for them, and then they pay you in return, and then you go out and you buy stuff. People always just say, oh, Henry Ford, the only reason he gave everybody more money is because he just wanted to make sure that people could afford their cars they were building. Bull crap. He gave them more money because they kept quitting. They were quitting over and over again, so then Henry Ford came up with this idea. We'll pay him $5. You can work 5 days a week. We'll give you the weekends back. And then everybody applied for the jobs. They all did it. They hated the job, but they did it because they're getting paid more money. So that was the establishment. Now we're still working on a 40-hour week because Henry Ford came up with the idea, and people are like, well, should we change it? Why do we have to work 8 hours a day? AI is going to come in, disrupt all of this. And Gates is interesting that he's sort of warning everybody in this piece that something needs to be done. My problem with Mr. Gates is the people that he's going to saying something needs to be done is the government. And in 1998, Bill Gates was standing there testifying, and he did not want the government involved in the regulation of the internet. No way, no how. Let it go. Free market, wild, wild west. Just let us do whatever we want. And now he's running to the government saying, you guys need to do something. You need to get in there and control this. You need to have a referee on the field. The problem is, with people like Mr. Gates and others, they're okay with the government being the referee, but before the referee gets on the field, as you can sort of see by reading this, he wants himself and a few other selected people to write the rules by which the referees will be blowing whistles and throwing flags and causing whether you get a penalty or not. That's the problem. The problem is who's writing the rules. As it is right now, he believes that AI needs to be controlled. Well, then we're getting into the idea of something like what happens with nuclear weapons. What do we say? There's 9 countries or something that have, or is 9 or 19? I can't remember, have nuclear weapons.
It's 9.
Is it 9? Yeah. And everybody's got the agreement. Well, the difference between nuclear bombs and AI replacing jobs is because everybody dies, and eventually with the job thing, somebody's going to have control. So Gates is saying the government needs to get in there and regulate this thing. He also has this idea, what does he call it? He wants to save a job. What's that called? Saving jobs? Yeah, here's this theory that he's got. He's calling it the human, this part of it, where is that thing? The human something or other reserve, that the government would determine which jobs need to be saved. Oh, yeah, the human reserves. He's saying to the government, you guys figure out which jobs need to be protected from AI. Oh, my God. I think that's going to work. Okay, let's say that we're going to, lawyers are on the chopping block, possibly. Then you get all these lawyers go down there, well, there are already lawyers down there anyway, and they're going to lobby. No, you protect our job. Save our job. Put us on Bill Gates' human reserve list. Save us. Save the teachers. So then they're cutting deals here and there, and certain people are getting breaks. So I thought I would ask the guy that I really like, who wrote a book called Economics in One Lesson, who has the worst voice to read a book. Let's see if you can hear me. This is Henry Hazlitt. Listen to this guy's voice. Oh, that's not him. That's the other guy. But I'm telling you, you listen to the book, it's the most boring book in the world.
Okay.
But I love his simple Economics in One Lesson. So I thought I would ask Henry Hazlitt to answer the questions about Bill Gates and the response. So I did it with AI, Joe. And I don't know how it's going to turn out. Do we know at the end of the thing, does he answer the whole thing?
Yes, he does. He did exactly.
All right, so I want so Henry Hazlitt, great economist that you are. You wrote Economics in One Lesson. I need your response to Mr. Gates and his plan for AI and having the government involved. What do you think? Is this a good idea or what?
John, thanks for having me on.
Okay.
We've heard this argument every time a machine has replaced human labor.
Yeah.
The big mistake is staring at the worker and feeling sorry for them because their job disappears. Cry me a river. While at the same time, completely ignoring everyone who benefits from what the machine produces. Call me crazy.
Okay, crazy.
But if AI allows one person to accomplish what once required 10, we've increased productivity. We've made something more abundant and therefore cheaper.
Yeah.
Come on. Even Nate could figure that out.
Ooh, wow.
Now let's address what Gates wants.
Hold on.
Wait. What?
What, Nate?
What? Who is this character?
This is Henry Hazlitt. He's an economist, but this is him as AI. I'm sorry. I don't know why he took a shot at you.
Me neither. That's why I don't like AI.
Let me back him up.
Gates wants. Let's remember that in 1998, Gates didn't want the government regulating the internet.
True.
And now, Mr. I Love Russian Chess Players wants government to preserve certain jobs precisely because they're no longer necessary. Follow that logic, mofo. Hell, we'd outlawed tractors to save farm jobs. Am I right, bro?
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I taking crazy pills or what? I'm going to throw myself out this effing window. Grrr! Peace out!
I think the point he makes is you can't save the jobs.
That's what you got out of that?
Oh, easy, Nate.
Okay. Careful, Nate. You're just mad that he called you out. Here's the difference between what Mr. Hazlitt was saying and what AI does. We had farmers, where the tractors came in and replaced the number of farmers because the work was being done. So the workers, who the farmers, then had another job to go to. They would go into the city, and they'd work in the city, and they would work on assembly lines. There were jobs for them to go to. This is the problem. I will give this to Mr. Gates and anybody else who's looking at it, because the problem is, what is the next job the person goes to? The blacksmith loses his job because the automobile comes along. So what does he do? He learns to become a mechanic. Well, if all of a sudden the automobile comes along and there's no job for him, because then that is done by robots, and the next thing is done by robots, and the next thing, the tsunami wiping out of all the jobs, that AI just taking out maybe 80% of them, then you have a serious problem. But the main thing we don't want to get into is having people like Bill Gates with a tremendous amount of power and influence go to the government and start to write the rules and then ask for certain jobs to be protected. Like, for instance, Let's decide we're going to protect the lawyer. Well, the lawyer is able to do something. He paid $500 to do the work. Then we say, well, the AI could do it for $10. Well, that's a good benefit for the lawyer. But what about the person who can't afford the $500? He is not, or she is not well served. She could go to the AI and have it done for 10. But no. We want to make sure we protect the lawyer who's getting paid $500. Screw the guy that can't pay the $500. Or maybe he can pay the $500, but then we run into the glazier problem. It's a great story of one day the baker's window was broken by somebody who threw a brick. And then the glazier, who wasn't having much business, had to go and fix the window for the baker. And then somebody had the great idea, look at this. Now all of a sudden, the glazier gets the money from the baker, and now the glazier has the money to spend on other things. We're moving the economy around. And then somebody in the little town goes, I have an idea. Let's break every window. And then that way, the glazier will have more work, and everyone will pay him, and then the glazier will spend the money.
Did it work?
It would if everybody were a bunch of morons. Because what happens is, when you break the window of the baker, maybe the baker had the $500 that he didn't want to give to the glazier. Maybe he wanted to use $300 of that to buy a pair of shoes and a suit. So the tailor down the street doesn't have the $300 that the baker would have spent on him because the baker had to give it to the glazier to fix the window. So you're taking away one thing, but you're taking away the free choice of other people to spend the money somewhere else. So when you have someone like Bill Gates tell the government, protect certain jobs, why? Why those jobs? And who benefits from the protection other than the people that have their jobs protected? Everyone else doesn't benefit. The $500 lawyer is happy, but the person who can afford him is not. AI could do it for $10. These are serious times and big questions, but certainly getting to the government is the worst thing to do to get them involved, because then they start playing favorites. And all you have to do is look at where Mr. Gates spends his money. Now, he can't spend the money with his nonprofit, but if you set up a 501c4, well, then you can just go in there and lobby as hard as you want to get stuff done. Anytime you see any big business, I'm not a big business guy, anytime you see a big business guy in Washington, D.C., they're writing the rules to stop the competition from coming along and taking away any of their market value. That's what they do. They don't want the guy who's starting a business in his basement or garage to come in and try to compete against them. So they ask the government, write the rules to stop them, and that's exactly what's being done. It will be an interesting time as it comes for all of us, as AI is replacing whatever it needs to replace. And the biggest question is how any of us will have money. I talked to Andrew Yang on Saturday. I want to get him on the show to talk about the universal basic income, because I think that's where we're going to end up going. That you're going to have people that are only going to work 3 hours a week. They're going to get some money from taxing. Bill Gates suggests AI, taxing this, taxing that, getting the money to flow somehow so that people have some money to be able to buy stuff.
And these are just ideas. He's not like pitching a law. He's just saying, so one of his ideas was that, yes, we protect some jobs. I think he used healthcare or home care workers as an example, because
right, you don't want robots in there doing that.
Right. But what you're saying is you just can't make any, just let it all.
Imagine this, right, Joe? Yeah. Back in 1900, if you said to all the smart people in the 1900, predict every single job that'll be existing in 2026. They'd be like, well, let's see. Manure scooper. Got to be some manure scooper. The manure scooper's never going away, so then we need a bucket maker. They wouldn't have any idea. So you have no idea what the jobs could possibly be. So you start saying, the government gets in, well, let's protect the home health care worker. Hey, why? Okay, the lawyer, the teacher. Why? Then once you start carving out this sort of stuff, you put these big roadblocks in place, and once they're in place, everybody else jumps in. Hey, if you're protecting that person, why not us? Protect me, protect that. That's one way to destroy the AI involvement, is to just have all of these jobs being protected, and then the people that are not protected don't have the jobs, don't have the money, but it doesn't matter because the government comes in and protects everybody. What they don't realize is when the machine replaces one person, but then increases the rest. 1760, the cotton spinning machine comes in. Everybody's all upset. One person loses his job for the point of it. But then the number of people that are then in the cotton spinning machine goes from 7,900 to 320,000 because you had more people employed using the machine to produce more cotton spun. So from 1760 to 1787, the number of people working as cotton spinners went from 7,600 to 320,000. The machine increased the amount of productivity and increased the number of workers.
So
learn some economics.
Yes.
You concede that, yes, this is as big a deal as he's making it out to be. You just don't agree with
I don't
some
trust
of his
him.
particular
I don't
ideas.
trust him as far as I could throw a Russian chess player.
Yeah. Do you think it just, as far as particular industries or particular jobs, free market, just let the chips fall where they may and just see what happens?
Right.
We can't protect one. If we can't protect everybody, we can't protect one.
What are you protecting them from? From job loss?
Yeah.
And who benefits? Right? Going back. Who benefits from the thing? If we protect the lawyer who charges $500, he's happy, she's happy. But the person who can't afford the lawyer, they're not happy. Anytime. The same thing as we were talking about the Starbucks. They've got another strike they got planned. But let me tell you something. Starbucks could replace the 3 workers that they want on the floor with a barista, a machine, a robot machine, which leases for $2,300 a month. And then you also pay for maintenance. They could increase their margins, their net profit, by about 20 to 30% if they replace those people and put in a robot, because it's coming.
Yeah.
And there's not much you're going to be able to do about it because you can't go on strike against a robot.
Now Andrew Yang, he was big on universal basic income before AI was even really a talking point.
He knew it was coming. Yeah.
Did you guys discuss that at all? Is that still a big part of his?
Yeah, he still thinks it's necessary. Universal basic income.
More so now.
Everybody's going to get some check. Yeah. I who knows what happens, but the scary part that Gates puts out there, which is the truth, that it wipes out not just one job, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs down the line. And then we're competing against China. China doesn't care about whether or not somebody has a job or not. I mean, somewhat they could create them. I mean, as long as you're under age of 8 and you can put together an iPhone, you got yourself a career.
It's gonna be interesting.
Let me see this guy one more time.
You know, it's weird.
He got mad.
And he got really as he went on. Again, we just put the text in there as you wrote it.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he just started getting crazier and crazier
John,
as it went on.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
We've heard this argument every time a machine has replaced human labor. The big mistake is staring at the worker and feeling sorry for them because their job disappears. Cry me a river.
Now, the weird thing is, I just wrote Cry Me a River, but he picked up on,
while at the same time, completely ignoring everyone who benefits from what the machine produces.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. But if AI allows one person to accomplish what once required 10, we've increased productivity.
Yeah.
We've made something more abundant and therefore cheaper.
Comes a shot at Nate.
Come on. Even Nate could figure that out.
Hey now.
Mayor of Nate, check traffic.
Seattle to Everett's going to take you 40 minutes. We're crowded through Shoreline. That's about it right now. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. It's packed at I-90 up to Northeast 85th. We did clear that road work in Northeast 60th, so that opened up a lane for you. Half hour from Linwood into downtown Seattle. Minor backup forming in Linwood. And then we're bumper to bumper from Lake City Way to I-90. North 5, scattered backups between the Michigan Curve and Ship Canal Bridge. 25 minutes to clear this. We cleared our crash westbound 90 inside the Mount Baker Tunnel. We're left with stop-and-go volumes from Island Crest Way into the tunnel. Westbound 520 wide open till you get to Montlake. Bellevue to South Center, 35 minutes. It's packed at 520 to Cold Creek Parkway before things thin out. And through South Center, we're really struggling today. South 5, bumper to bumper from Interurban Avenue all the way down to 516. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. Seattle Hot Tub Company helps people choose the right hot tub, the swim spa, or a cold plunge. They take care of them even after the sale. And they want to make sure they campaign the fact that Seattle Hot Tub is trusted. It's a local alternative. They don't have the huge overhead prices when you go into some fancy showroom or something like that. The great thing about Seattle Hot Tub, I experienced these guys probably 15, 20 years ago. I didn't even know when we bought a house, and there was already a hot tub in there, and they came in there and started to take care of it for us. I walked in to Seattle Hot Tub, and I was like, well, they have another showroom? I said, no, this is it. And I immediately knew, okay, I'm not paying for the fancy carpeting or the little coffee maker or this or that. This is all about you getting yourself a hot tub, a swim spa, a cold plunge at the best price, and then having it serviced when needed. absolutely the greatest way to go. You're going to hear a whole bunch of, oh, come on down, and we're going to be selling it here at the fair and everything. Oh, my God. Hold on, everybody. You want to make sure you get a hot tub from a company that's going to be around for a long time, and it's still going to continue to service that great hot tub you get, and that's Seattle Hot Tub Company. SeattleHotTubCompany.com. Go see them in person. You'll feel the difference.
I've lived here almost my entire life.
Seattle's morning news host, Charlie Harger.
I love Seattle. I love that I'm able to raise my children here.
Hear Charlie's 7:35 commentary every morning on Seattle's morning news.
So when I see something that I think might need some attention, that's me pointing out areas of improvement. That is not me saying that Seattle is somehow bad.
You can watch all of Charlie's commentaries anytime on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle police are investigating a hit-and-run crash today that left a 30-year-old man dead in the Queen Anne neighborhood. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi has details.
The man was riding a motorcycle near 6th Avenue West and West Nickerson around 11:25 a.m. when he was struck by a car. A witness called 911, and at that same time, a group of people flagged down a Seattle Fire Department engine. The man was taken to Harborview Medical Center, where he later died.
Police have not released a description of that car or the driver who took off. Meta will pay more than $17 billion to settle claims it failed to protect young users on Facebook and Instagram. Washington is guaranteed $237 million from that deal. Attorney General Nick Brown.
These platforms have exposed our children to explicit content, allowing them to be contacted and harmed by adults who are predators.
The settlement requires daily time limits for kids and teens, overnight restrictions, strong parental controls. It also limits notifications during the school year. KIRO News Radio's Tim Hull reports Washington is going back to courts with the clock ticking toward the November election.
The state is challenging a new Postal Service rule that would change how mailed ballots are processed. It comes just 2 days after the Supreme Court lifted an earlier injunction against the president's push to restrict mail-in voting. The new rule would require additional barcodes and Postal Service processing. Secretary of State Steve Hobbs and Attorney General Nick Brown hope a federal court will block it as quickly as possible. Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
It's a new era for the Seahawks. NFL owners giving unanimous approval today for Vinod Khosla and his family to buy the Hawks.
The task ahead is actually pretty simple. Keep the winning streak alive, get another Super Bowl.
The Paul Allen estate sold the franchise to the Khoslas for a record $9.6 billion. Seattle's most famous raccoon now has a rookie baseball card more valuable than most big leaguers. A 13-year-old Mariner fan pulled that one-of-a-kind gold card during the team's Jimothy night earlier this month. She listed it on eBay, where the current bid tops $12,000. Bidding ends on Sunday. Now to the traffic desk at 3:32. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Everett to Marysville. We're closing in on 20 minutes. Slow from 526 to 528. Linwood to Seattle gone up a few minutes of 35. Minor back up there in Linwood, but it gets bumper to bumper now from 85th to I-90. Southbound 99 heavy from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. North 5 is thick at the Michigan curve off and on to the Ship Canal Bridge. About a half hour to get through this now. Bellevue to South Center on 405 is at 35 minutes. It's heavy from 520 all the way to the VMAC. North 405, you're slow from South Center through the Renton S curves. Tacoma to Olympia, looking great, taking just 35 minutes. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to your forecast. Looking at increasing sunshine for this afternoon, and going to see more clouds roll through tomorrow with some rain along the coast, and then a slight chance for rain on Friday into Saturday. Right now, 75 and mostly sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my. Oh, my. Home Comfort Alliance. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Oh, my. When it comes to heating and cooling, I know a little something about that.
Hey, if it weren't for George.
That's right. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, what would you be doing?
Selling medical supplies, Philadelphia,
That's
New
right.
Jersey, and Delaware.
That's
Bedpans, underpads. Man, we made a killing on those underpads.
Underpads.
And you go to give the guy the price, you know you're making money on. You're like, yeah, that's okay.
What's an underpad?
What's an underpad? Are you kidding me?
No, serious question.
So, a lot of times you're going to get some fluids coming out of your human body.
Yeah.
And it's to protect. It's like plastic.
It goes on the doctor's table or whatever.
Well, no, that's your smooth and your crepe paper. That's That's $21.50 for a case of 12. That's your table paper. All right, that's your table paper. Now you're talking underpads. It's entirely different. You're going to imagine like a plastic sheet, okay, and then you're going to have on top of that, you're going to have a thin fiber that is very absorbent, all right, but only a certain amount of fluids.
It's like a diaper paper.
Like well, that's a totally different unit. That's 0041724. Now, that's going to come in a 4, 12, or 26 in a case. I can get those for you, but mostly going to be drop shipped right directly from the vendor to you. Probably either BART or Pharmaseal. That could have been me, but no, George Takei told me to become a TV weatherman. And then from there, get hired in Grand Junction and then make it all the way to Seattle to do Evening Magazine. And then they played that thing last night that I did, which is normally, normally
I'm trapped in an 80s music video.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How about that?
It's nice to have back in there again. For a while there, it was persona non grata, but I guess maybe they're running out of material over there at Evening Magazine, so they're taking stuff from 20, 30 years ago.
Throwback Tuesday.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, the Seattle Star, you want to do the Teachers Union going back at it again?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? So the teacher, by the way, it is illegal in the state of Washington for them to go on strike, but that doesn't matter. They've gone on strike a number of times. 1976 to 2022. They went on strike. So 8 times the teachers have gone on strike, even though, oh, by the way, it's illegal to go on strike.
The Teachers Union, Holly Patrick, is asking for a couple of things, including a raise as the district faces an $87 million budget shortfall. Now, the bargaining team says they, given the budget deficit, are asking for a more modest raise than in years past. Under the proposal, certified educators would receive a 1.5% raise for this school year, a 2% raise for the next school year, and 2.5% raise for 2028 and 2029. According to the union, teachers earn an average salary of $117,000.
Where's she doing the report from? Over, I guess, somewhere near SeaTac Airport, right out there.
$1,000 each year. But educators are looking for more than just money. They say they also are hoping for regulated class sizes and protecting teachers from what they call pressurization, so they can spend more meaningful time with their students. And if these proposals are not met, teachers will be striking again.
Don't want to go on strike.
Because it's illegal.
Means, improving the working conditions and the learning conditions of our students, then we will.
Okay. So without getting into all the numbers on the stuff, and people are, well, you work to 187 days out of the year. What do you end up making? I always say to people, like, when people, the teachers, they only work 189 days and they're making $60 an hour. It's like, you go in and do that job, right? Go ahead, you go into that classroom with those kids. $174,000 plus health and benefits is $15,000 plus the employee pension gets kicked in. So a beginning teacher can make like $96,000, about $67 an hour. But again, you do that job. You imagine what it would be like your first day on the job. You've never gone in there. Maybe you did some assistant teaching or something. You're walking into a classroom, a bunch of 3rd graders or 4th graders or worse, 8th graders, and how they treat you. And then as a teacher, you can't send them down to the principal's office or the vice principal's office. There's no discipline. They're screaming and yelling at you.
It seems like it's more complicated than ever. And, and the classrooms are just jam-packed. I think that's one of the things that they want smaller class sizes.
Well, the unions want smaller class sizes because they get paid by the number of employees. They want to increase the number of employees. They don't have to worry about it. The Seattle teachers don't need to worry about classrooms going up. They're already losing the number of students. That's part of their other big problem. So here's what happened. So Seattle, when they got COVID money, so this is in 2022, teachers striked. Teachers had a strike, and the district ended up giving $231 million labor agreement in its documents. Well, it took some of the COVID money, and then it had some other money in there. And what happened was they had all the money. They gave them, the teachers got a bump off of the COVID dollars, but then they didn't have additional money coming in order to continue to fund at that level. So now they've got about $87 million deficit that's in place. But they'll go on strike. They're going to get some things, so they don't get everything that they wanted, which I think is like smaller classrooms, like you mentioned, Joe. And they also want to be able to get altogether a 4% increase. It's a tough job. Number one reason that people quit after a couple of years is just they just can't take it. They just can't take the disrespect, the lack of discipline. They also feel as if at some point they could be assaulted or just generally treated like crap from a bunch of kids that don't appreciate them.
Yeah, now they got the online device factor they've got to deal with too. Not just kids using devices in class, but also having this secret language which they communicate with each other and bullying each other and shaming teachers online. And there's all these websites where you get rated. I mean, it was bad enough when kids were just mean.
I always say that if the teachers say take the teachers' unions at face value, that their number one thing is about the students. They want the students to have a great education, and they really want to make sure that the teachers get everything they need, all the tools they need. So then I got an idea. Why doesn't the government and why doesn't Ferguson allow people in the state of Washington the federal scholarship tax credit, the FSTC? It's a $1,700 dollar for dollar credit. It's not a tax, and it goes right to you. For you. You could take $1,700. You could give it to anybody or any school you want, private or public. You can give it to anything you want to be able to send it into for tutoring. 30 states have already signed up for it. The states that have not primarily tend to be blue, would have great, strong teachers' unions that don't want it. Ferguson probably has until, I think, the 1st of this year in order to say whether or not they'll let the people of the state of Washington donate $790-some million to the schools. So if you really did have the kids in mind and they had their best interest in mind, why not let a bunch of taxpayers get the tax credit for $1,700 and direct it to whatever school they wanted to direct it to? The unions are saying no, absolutely not. They're calling it a voucher. It's not a voucher. It's you. Mr. and Mrs. Smith now can give $1,700. They can give it to their favorite school there in Queen Anne, give it favorite school in Tukwila, wherever they want to have it go. And they can say, I want to put this money towards a tutoring program. You could have $790 million from just the state of Washington going into the schools. But the unions are saying absolutely not. They don't want them to have even one taste of the freedom to determine where your money's going.
What could possibly and I understand the
New York's going to do it though, which is really interesting. Hochul's like, God, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, how can you turn that down?
Because the unions, which basically elect their representatives, the lawmakers, they tell them what the dance is. They tell them how long they can dance and when they're going to dance. They're the ones that pay the piper. So they're like, look, we don't want somebody to all of a sudden have money because they might then all of a sudden get a taste of freedom. Like, hey, look at this. I got $1,700. I want to give it to this school or that school. And the unions will say, oh, you're taking money away from the school. No, you're not. That's the guy earned the money. She earned the money. The federal scholarship tax credit allows them to send it wherever they want. I'll bet you anything. If you had it in the state of Washington, you'd have a whole bunch of people, because most of the people in the state of Washington have their kids in public school. You'd see them give it to the public schools.
Right. How does it work? Is it just like you can write off that amount at the end of the year?
It's a dollar for dollar credit against your federal tax bill.
So you would have to write your own check and send it to whichever school, and then you just get the credit for your taxes.
And it comes off. Right.
So you don't have to use it if you don't want to.
What do you mean? You don't get it. You can't.
Yeah, you
You're
can't.
not going to get it unless you give it to a school.
Exactly, but you wouldn't have to participate. There's no mandatory participation.
No. Well, yeah. Let's see them defend that. If you care about the kid, the money's, let's say, all of a sudden $700 and some million going into a bunch of tutoring programs, that benefits the kid.
Sure.
Why not, union? Why not? Why not let them have it? Come on, Ferguson, grow a pair of sideburns.
Maybe you will.
Of sideburns. Here comes Nate. Check your traffic, Nate.
All right, Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. Hefty backup between Bellevue and Kirkland, right around Northeast 85th. This thins out drastically. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes. Slow from Shoreline into Mill Creek. Bellevue to South Center is a 35-minute trip. It's packed from 520 to the VMAC, and then you'll clear out almost immediately. Seattle to Federal Way, 45 minutes. Stop and go between the Duwamish Curve and 516. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 45-minute trip. You're a little slow between Renton and Kent. Nothing too heavy. It is heavy, though, between Algona and Puyallup. Federal Way to Tacoma, 20 minutes. You're slow at South 320th to the Puyallup River Bridge. And on Bainbridge Island, northbound 305, 4 to 5 miles of stop and go between Northeast Core Road and the Agate Pass Bridge. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right. If you find yourself with a shoulder that doesn't function, just can't get it up over your head, the ankle, the elbow, the wrist, the knee, you sound like a mariachi band getting out of a chair. So you want to say to yourself, I don't want to get surgery because I don't know what the results are going to be and how long it's going to take me to come back from something like that. Well, how about your own stem cells? You know, that could be the solution for that bad shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee. It was for my hip. My hip is now better. I'm running again after 5 years because thanks to Dr. Mark Wagner over there at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, who 30 years of experience and has performed more than 20,000 stem cell procedures. He knows exactly what he's doing. Takes a look at your MRI or X-ray, and when you sit down in his office and talk to him, you get the sense he really wants you. He really wants you to get better. You're really cheering for you the whole time. He's like, what do you want to do again? I just want to be able to run again. Let's take a look at that hip. Let's do it. And she checks in with me every couple of months to see how I'm doing. Same exact experience you will have as well. DrMarkWagnerMD.com. You don't have to live with a bad shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee. DrMarkWagnerMD.com.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
This is it. These are the nights. The ones where you laugh until you can't anymore. And smile until your head hits the pillow. Where everything feels just right. Because it is. Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Must be 21 and over. Please gamble responsibly.
It's time to move on from your dull kitchen, outdated bath, and old cabinets. Create a space that is fresh, more functional, and beautiful. Sound Kitchen and Bath creates stunning kitchens and baths to meet your budget. Why wait? We customize every kitchen and bath with incredible quality and style. We come to your home and make it easy for you. Sound Kitchen and Bath, soundkitchenandbath.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue, with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single-family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital LLC and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
Jane is a small business owner. Tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
The Total Solutions Advantage. No one does business like Comcast Business.
The more solutions you add, the more you save. Get started today with a qualifying internet package for as low as $60 a month when you add an advanced solution. Plus, new customers, ask how to get up to $1,500 in prepaid cards when you add 2 lines of mobile to a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, tax, and fees extra. Prepaid card offers end 9/13/2026.
Want to see the defending Super Bowl champion Seahawks open the 2026 season against the Patriots September 9th?
KIRO Newsradio is giving away 4 tickets.
Holy catfish! All you have to do is open the KIRO Newsradio app and enter.
You can enter once a day from August 25th through August 31st to boost your chances.
Full details at mynorthwest.com/win.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Saw this the other day. I thought, I don't know if he explains it, Joe, in the, does he explain why they're laughing so hard?
He does in the second clip where his interview with Inside Edition.
Oh, really? So Bangor, Maine is a small television market. It's 156 out of Nielsen's 210. So this is where you get your start in these small ones. Let's see. So Inside Edition did a feature on the weatherman Patrick Osborne, the meteorologist at WABI in Bangor, who had a laughing fit. Let's hear how this works. Hang on.
The weatherman just can't stop laughing.
We gotta finish up this weather right now. I'm so sorry. I'm losing my mind over here.
Patrick Osborne loses it right in the middle of his live weather forecast, squealing with laughter.
70s, below 80s, and spots of Monday. I can have this screen.
That's one person, one human being making it.
I've never had this happen before.
He walks off camera, desperately trying to get it together, but he just can't stop.
Oh, jeez. All right, let me get it together real quick. I'm so sorry.
Finally, he begs the anchorman to save him.
Josh, please take it. What happened to professionalism, Patrick?
Why are you doing that with your face? He's having a good time. Why are you doing that?
What?
You're pooping on him with your face. Here, why it happened.
I caught up with Patrick Osborne today from his station in Bangor, Maine.
Let's see if we can do this with a straight face, Patrick. I need you to lock in.
It'll be a little difficult, I think.
His giggling fit is launching this small-town meteorologist.
Okay, here's what happened. During the commercial break, he's goofing around with the anchor who's complaining about something. So Osborne pulls up on his computer the Charlie Brown womp, 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 womp. Right. Okay, so they had the laughter in the commercial break because it played once. But then he goes over to the weather wall and he's doing the weather, but he didn't turn it off. So in the middle of him doing the thing, all of a sudden the thing's going on
the air.
On the air,
Oh, okay.
He could hear it. You can't really hear it, but the anchor can hear it. So he starts laughing because it can't be stopped, and Osborne can't go over and turn it off because he's at the weather wall. So it keeps going, and every time it kept going, he then lost it even more. Then the anchor, who was sitting at the thing, ran off the set and was cracking up in the other room. So there you go.
And now you know.
And now you know. And now you know why he sounded like that.
After
70s, below 80s, and spots of Monday. I can have this screen. I've never had this happen before.
Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan!
Yes, sir. This one brought to us by Seattle Sports. We're going to start you in Pierce, Thurston County line, South 5th and Nisqually River Bridge. We've got a new collision blocking 2 right lanes. That leaves 1 lane open, and right now we're backed up to Mounts Road. North 5, you'll jam up there at Brown Farm Road. Seattle to Federal 45 minutes. Heavy volumes today from the Duwamish Curve to 516. North 405, stop and go from South Center to the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue, 25 minutes. North 5 into Seattle, really heavy from Albro Place all the way to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 slows from Northgate to I-90. Gets pretty thick there at Lake City Way. Crossing the lake into Seattle, westbound 520 starts to slow in mid-span. Gets real thick in Montlake. And westbound 90, you're slow from the Mercer Lid over to I-5. On the water, the Mukilteo Clinton route reporting 1 hour waits for drivers at both their terminals. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 31st, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years for new Xfinity customers. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Your local volunteer fire department routinely answers the call, whether it be a fire, traffic accident, or a cat stuck in a tree. But because of declines in memberships, departments have become understaffed. Your local volunteer fire department desperately needs you. Can you direct traffic, install a smoke alarm, help at a fundraiser? No matter what skills you have, you can make a difference. You don't have to fight fire to be a volunteer. Will you answer the call? For more information on how you can help, visit the Volunteer Firefighter Alliance at supportvfa.org.
On BritBox, your next hidden gem is right around the corner.
If you're going to be bold, here is the place to do it.
Get ready for Britain's most anticipated series, streaming exclusively on BritBox. Catch new seasons of favourites, including Ludwig, starring David Mitchell.
You want someone to get murdered?
And the eagerly awaited new adaptation of Agatha Christie's iconic detective duo, Tommy and Tuppence.
Do you think we're actually really good at this?
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Pet Decorator wood floors are not only gorgeous, they perform better than all other wood floors. Here's a few examples. The patented finish is made to last a lifetime. Antimicrobial and no VOC. Waterproof. Easy installation with a lifetime warranty. The most pet-friendly wood floor anywhere. Available at Sound Kitchen and Bath. Call today, petdecorator.com.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
John Curley here. A few years back, we inherited a hot tub when we moved into a new house, and the previous owner said, "You gotta call Seattle Hot Tub. You'll love them." She's right. Seattle Hot Tub Company offers quality products, transparent, consistent pricing, and backs everything up with excellent service. You won't find some fancy showroom with high price sales, but you will find American-made tubs, swim spas, and cold plunges at warehouse pricing and easy financing. Visit SeattleHotTub.com and go see them in person. You'll feel the difference.
The new All-Pro battery by Steel. Tackle any task with 60% more peak power exclusively. Available only at your local Steel dealer. 60% peak power comparison between AP300PC and AP300S.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A judge approving the settlement deal reached between Meta and 52 states' attorneys general reached today that settle claims that Facebook and Instagram posed a mental health threat to minors. The social media giant agreeing to pay $18 billion to make major changes to its apps. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
A default daily time limit of 2 hours for users under the age of 18. A ban on displaying numbers of likes or reactions to users under age 18. A ban on cosmetic procedure image filters. The option for some users under 18 to have a non-personalized feed. That is significant because that gets at algorithmic changes with these platforms.
Flash flooding in Nepal blamed for more than 150 deaths. Hundreds are listed missing, including 47 American tourists. Rescue operations continuing, but bad weather is hampering those efforts. Officials asking tour groups to cancel trips. Severe storms targeting parts of the Midwest and South today. This is ABC News. A tech titan issuing a 6,000-word essay warning the public about the dangers of artificial intelligence.
Bill Gates says the computer industry that he championed is now a global threat. Gates saying he's in a state of shock as to why there's not more urgency on AI. He says on Semaphore, self-regulation, championed by so many in the industry and the White House, is not working. And he'll gladly debate anyone opposing mandatory reviews of any AI system that could be weaponized to make new molecules and unleash a pandemic. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
A court hearing set for tomorrow in the Kennedy Center's fate. New court filings by the Justice Department claim the performing arts facility could face financial fallout and structural decline if a judge blocks renovation plans and Donald Trump's name is not allowed on the facade. A man seen harassing and chasing people in Philadelphia wearing a Chucky-style Halloween mask, now in custody. The 22-year-old arrested in Las Vegas. He'll be sent back to Philly to face charges. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Coming up, the Pierce County Sheriff spearheading a new amendment, hoping to keep his job. That's after Nate Connors at the Real-Time Traffic Desk.
Thanks, Aaron. The afternoon Mariners game just ended, so we can expect heavy volumes joining the commute here around Seattle. Everett to Marysville is going to take you 20 minutes. No surprises here. We're slow from 526 up to 528. Northbound 529 wide open if you want to consider that as an alternate. North 5 into Seattle, heavy backups from Albro Place to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 is packed at 85th to I-90. 45-minute trip from Linwood. Bellevue to South Center plan on 40 minutes. Heavy at 520 down to the VMAC. Seattle to Federal Way, 45 minutes. Stop and go from the Duwamish Curve all the way down to 516. And down at the Pierce-Thurston County line, South 5 at the Nisqually River Bridge, we've got a collision blocking 2 right lanes. That leaves 1 lane open. And we've got a bumper-to-bumper backup starting at Center Drive in DuPont. North 5 jams up in Marvin Road in Lacey. This report brought to you by your Seattle Mariners, and don't miss out on fireworks nights presented by T-Mobile. Next up is the Sing-Along Show, September 4th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. The fight over whether Pierce County Sheriff should be elected or appointed is intensifying. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi explains.
Sheriff Keith Swank calls the charter commissioners who voted to put an amendment on the ballot that would change the position from an elected one to an appointed one the dirty dozen.
Most of those people there want to pass this because they don't like Keith Swank.
But former Charter Review Commissioner Justin Layton says it's not personal.
We need to move on from this conversation, and the only way to do that is to let the voters decide.
Swank has filed an initiative, meanwhile, to change the sheriff from an executive department to an elected office. In Tacoma, Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
The state today hit Nippon Dynawave with 35 environmental violations from that deadly tank implosion at its Longview mill. 900,000 gallons of chemicals spilled back in May, killing 11 workers and contaminating a nearby waterway that reached the Columbia River. The Ecology Department says the company now faces daily fines of up to $10,000 per violation. Kirkland police say they've recovered more than $30,000 in stolen property tied to burglaries and car prowls. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
The thefts happened in Kirkland, Bellevue, Newcastle, and Federal Way. Detectives with the department's PROACT unit recovered stolen passports, guns, high-end bikes, golf clubs, and electronics. 2 suspects are now in the King County Jail. Kirkland PD's Tiffany Tromley says surveillance video helped break the case.
Video evidence from community members. We were able to connect that with other video evidence from other agencies.
If you suspect you were victimized and lost property, call Kirkland Police or your local police department. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Nearly 50,000 Seattle Public School students could see the start of their school year delayed. The teachers' union votes tonight on whether to authorize a strike. Biggest issues remain teachers' pay and planning time. The current contract expires this Sunday. Now to your forecasts, more clouds around to start tomorrow with some coastal showers in the morning. And then scattered showers will be back in the picture Friday night into Saturday. Right now, 75 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm Rick Riz with a reminder to join KOZI Saturday mornings with Rye Curley and Second Cup of Coffee at 8:45.
Yeah.
Saturday mornings on Cozy.
Nice. That's the old one before he said something nice about it. There we go, David. Come on now. You going to pop up on the screen? Do I get to see my kid? Okay, turn on. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Oh, hey, you growing a mustache? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Chelan right now.
Oh, how smoky is it?
That's pretty bad.
I saw the piece in the Seattle Times today. They talked to a bunch of the people you know that have the candy store and the kitchens.
Yeah.
Like, put a sign out front, fire sale. No one's finding it funny. Businesses are just not bothering to open. They said this is going to be one of the worst summers they've had.
Yeah, it's pretty sad out here right now. I don't know. You got to support these companies in these small businesses because this is the time they need. It's August and July. I was actually talking to the mayor this morning.
Were you?
And August is their second most profitable month. The businesses they all went to the Tuesday night town meeting and was sort of pleading with the city to say, like, we need to do more marketing. We need to get the word out because they are really fearful for this winter. But we had the weird sort of oddball, like not very cold winter, followed by summer with all the dry brush and lightning strikes and arson. And now it's sad out here, and these people don't deserve this. So I just put the word out. Come and spend your money in Chelan because they could use it.
Plus, I mean, it would seem like every bad thing that could happen, there was a flood of some sort during the winter, and then tremendous amount of wood got into the lake, and then nobody could have their boats out there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the driftwood, the woody debris in the lake, and there's really nothing you can do about that. Mixed with, so then they had to cancel the hydro races.
Right.
It's just been a snake-bitten summer.
I guess the only solace they have is second cup of coffee on a Saturday morning with Rye Curley on KOZI Radio.
That's what's keeping a lot of people going right now, I'm told.
Well, you want to talk a little bit of sports here? Hold on a second. Let me give you
let's do it.
All right. Let's see. Let's start real fast with the fact that it's no big story that they've approved that the Khosla, is that how you say it? Khosla family is going to be able to buy the Seahawks. It goes through, I think it's $9.2 billion. I think this is the biggest check ever written to buy them. I see that Las Vegas have the odds of the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. They got Rams 2 times more likely. The Bills are in there. The Ravens are in there. And then you've got the Seahawks in there as well. A good purchase for this family, $9-something billion.
Yeah. I think so. I think sports franchise evaluations will start to plateau. I'm not saying flatline, but probably plateau. But it continues to be the most slam dunk investment of someone who, if you've amassed that much capital, it's kind of a no-brainer that you should get into sports franchises, because it seems something that is kind of a guarantee. AI can't replace it. The internet, social media it's only bolstered live sports. And I get that these are kind of just sort of, really, I'm not going to get into the financial nitty gritty of it because I don't understand a lot of that stuff. But I do understand that sports is popular and it's getting more popular and it's not threatened by the changing landscape of the world. So,
yeah. Well, let me give you a little tip as a professional broadcaster. Even if you don't know much about it, just keep talking.
Okay. Got it. So yes, I would say that this is a good purchase for them. And this was kind of something that which is sort of the last step. We all kind of knew that it was going to be agreed upon, but yeah, here they go, brand new team, and let's hope that they leave things how they found them.
Hard Knocks gets a chance to watch the Seahawks. It is the ongoing reality show soap opera that people just love to watch. More than 4 or 5 million people tune in every single week to watch their favorite NFL team. And this year it is the Seahawks. Questions, comments, concerns?
I got a lot of concerns. I just watched it. And I think it's becoming clear that this is just not that interesting of a season. And this is not that interesting of a football team. And there aren't a lot of big characters. And I was sitting there watching it going, okay, like when's the substance coming? Because right now it's cliche platitudes, B-roll, montage, cliche it's just like an average like mic'd up segment. Like, hey, we mic'd up the Seahawks at their training camp. Check it out. It's like, okay. But Hard Knocks is more than just mic'd up moments. There's a narrative story arc that builds. And right now there really isn't one. There is some interesting stuff in there, right? I think it was not cool, but it was powerful to see Bud Clark, the rookie, second round pick, the safety, goes down with a broken ankle in Tennessee. His reaction to that.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. As the doctor came over, your knee doctor, actually, as you love to point out every time you watch a single Seahawks game, comes over.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Yeah, Dr. K. Huh. Yeah. And when he goes out on the field and he's got his like camel hair coat on and he goes over the player, I say to Rye, it's not a big deal. I just have there's my knee guy. That's the guy that fixed my knee. It's a nice kind of
12 years.
It's a nice games a year. It's a nice relatable. They call that a relatable. Anyway, so the guy.
But I've heard it, and I'd like you to move on.
All right, fine, I will. Go ahead.
So that was interesting to hear him in that moment, and him dealing. He was on FaceTime with his young kid and his fiance, and that was touching and certainly like powerful television. Jake Bobo goes down with an injury. Mike McDonald has some interesting stuff to say, but overall, this is just a snoozer. And
but you're comparing it to other teams.
I'm comparing it to other Hard Knocks seasons where they're playing football, but like I feel like if you're going to do Hard Knocks, the more montages and B-roll you're putting in means like the less you only have like 50 minutes. Wouldn't you want to spend as much of that time telling a story, not like here's a zoomed in photo of a cleat digging into grass. Yeah. And then they show like these coaches in the training room and it's like, all right, guys, the standard is non-negotiable. I don't care, and I don't even know what any of those stupid words even mean. Like, let's just move on. The standard is non-negotiable. Like, that's just nothing talk. And although it seems like there's a lot of nothing talk, but here's the good news. I don't care if my football team puts together a good TV show or not, because they just won the Super Bowl. And I'd like them to do that again. And it clearly there's no correlation between the two.
Do you think that if a team is really struggling, it's got a bunch of personnel problems, they were finished last or they barely made the playoffs or whatever, there's more conflict, right? There's more possibility for problems. You get a team that's a well-oiled machine, there's maybe not as much going on. So you don't have that much.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. There's almost no issues off the field. Of course, we've acquired a couple of players. Terrion Arnold has some off the field stuff. They haven't really tackled that at all. They brought in Diggs, cornerback. They signed him. He was with the Cowboys in Green Bay. But yeah, like I remember the Jets season and Rex Ryan, if people remember the name Rex Ryan, he was the coach. And that, of course, because Rex Ryan is insane, was a great Hard Knocks season. Now, Rex Ryan was not long for the NFL. He wasn't long for the Jets either. So some correlation there. But I was watching, I was going, man, if I was not a fan of this team, I would feel no desire to want to keep up and continue watching this because it's just boring.
Yeah.
And the only guy I like is that running back coach. The guy who got viral for dance around and go, no more choppity with your feet in the backfield. He's like the only one that tells it the way it is. The rest of these guys.
Well, speaking of boring, let's play some boring stuff. Hey, Coop. This is Coach McDonald made the decision to sit wide receiver Coop for their joint practice there in Tennessee.
We might just shut it down today. I know you don't want to hear that, but like, we don't need to see practice. You're having an awesome camp. Like, God forbid something happen. I don't know. I mean,
nothing.
I just think it's the best thing for you and the team. You know, sucks. It's like I'm telling my son, like, you can't go to the playground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So a bit of then what happens, because Cooper Kupp was playing the F wide receiver, meaning Kupp's out for the day during this live practice combined scrimmage with the Tennessee Titans. That means Jake Bobo is going to get more reps. And then
here we go.
Good, Bobo.
He's the perfect teammate. Someone who knows his job and does it. No fuss, no complaints.
Is that AI doing that?
No, it's been that guy forever. Okay. He's great.
Hey, that's it.
That's him screaming and rolling around on the ground from the ACL?
Yeah.
Oh, before I play the rest, does my doctor come in?
No, he wasn't here for this one.
Oh.
Yeah, he just shows up on game day.
Oh.
Somebody right.
Well, it really loses something on the radio, doesn't it?
You thought it was boring on
say
TV.
One thing?
What?
This was funny, and I appreciated this from McDonald. He was talking with Robert Saleh, the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, before they scrimmaged, and he made, I think, a really poignant observation when it comes to football in general. He goes, what is it? Why does every other team seem so much bigger, right? That's that thing where you get off the bus and you're looking at the team you're about to play. You're like, oh, my God, those guys are huge. And McDonald said that to Saleh, and they had a nice exchange. And that was like, okay, that's funny. That's good.
Yeah.
And, of course, we go right back to, like, all right, guys, remember, we're going to take this thing one play at a time. We just got to turn up the energy and commit to winning. Okay. Anyway, you lost me.
I guess whenever they start to sound like two guys sitting at a bar talking about it's just going to come down to who puts more points on the board. I mean, you know, I don't know how else to say it. Like that just banal, mind-draining, you know, just garbage talk of nothing
I get
really
it.
being
They
said.
have to talk to, like, 30 players at a time. How else do you do that other than, sort of punchy taglines and platitudes? I don't know. But that's what they're doing, and it's not compelling. And the show so far hasn't really identified, outside of this receiver who's probably going to make the team, any sort of underdog stories that are carrying from one episode to another.
Are you surprised by the news that came out from NPR that at least 25% of former NFL players who have died between 2016 and 2021 had CTE? Now, CTE first introduced into the world on a 60 Minutes documentary following a doctor who was just absolutely sure that the effects of concussions on the brain have a cumulative effect upon the overall health of the individual that then leads to a whole bunch of additional problems. Parkinson's, violent outbursts. Some people say that if they were able to get the autopsy on O.J. Simpson, they said guaranteed that guy had CTE, that it's the damage done, and that the NFL has done a lot to try to hide most of the results from this stuff. I'm not surprised that the players from 2016 to 2021 have CTE. Are you?
No, I'm not. And this is one of those issues I think the NFL is kind of just going to throw their hands up in the air and say this is the cost of doing business. That doctor that you mentioned, that Nigerian doctor, Will Smith, played him in the movie Concussion. He first diagnosed it with Mike Webster, Pittsburgh Steelers center, who at one point was a Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Famer, and then became so dependent on drugs and violence and was in and out of the prison system and then ended up dying in a parking lot. This one Herculean man who made all this money, whose life unfolded. That sadly is the story for so many NFL players. The human brain is not meant to take as many hits as these players take starting at a really young age. And it is a sleeping giant of a story. Now, it's sort of been over the hill coming down on the NFL for a while. The statistic, I think, is just 5% or 3% of parents decide not to enroll their kid or their son in football starting at a young age. That would be completely detrimental for the feeder schools like high school. You're seeing high schools around the country less enrollment in football because parents are more aware of it. It's no longer the classic American story is my kid's going to grow up, he's going to play football on Friday nights.
Yeah.
And they're losing that feeding pool, and there's nothing you can do. The Guardian caps have been introduced. You watch a game from the 80s and 90s or 70s, the way they were hitting. The game has changed, but I just think it's something unavoidable, especially for a position like center or nose tackle or any sort like a 3-tech. That's every single snap, every single play is basically a car crash on the brain.
I'll give you that the hits seemed to be more intense back then, but the speed and the athleticism of the players today, I think the impact points might even be more pronounced against the brain. But if you watch somebody like Terry Bradshaw, and I'm not saying he has CTE, but when he was on that set last year, he would launch into something, and you could see the other guys were trying to protect him. He was talking about a game that they weren't even playing in a city they were not even in. And man, Terry Bradshaw, I used to watch him when I was a kid. This is long before I hurt my knee and had my doctor, who is the doctor of the Seahawks, work on mine. They would pick Terry Bradshaw up and he's a big guy, and just throw him on the ground like a rag doll. Anybody that watched football in the 70s and 80s are like, oh, these guys are a bunch of babies now. But you're watching basically them just fall apart right there in front of you.
Mm-hmm. So many players. It has all these very strange. You become very prone to violence. That doctor said he would have bet his medical license that O.J. Simpson had CTE, and then we couldn't. I don't think they did an autopsy to check for that.
No.
But yeah, it's a situation that that's the game. The ultimate cop out when you're watching it, listening to a baseball broadcast, the broadcaster, hey, that's baseball, right? We're playing football here, and I don't know what the remedy is. It's a violent game, and this could be a massive thing. I'm talking maybe 25, 30 years in advance. Will football, the giant of the American entertainment industry, start to suffer in ways that we could view?
I was talking to a player, I won't say his name on the air, and I showed him a hit that he took. And I said, do you remember that? And he said, I don't remember the hit. Because the video shows him in that position where the hands go up, right? And I forget the term for that.
Gating.
Right. And I said to him, now that you watch it, he hadn't seen it, maybe had seen it a long time. I said, after that, if you happen to have seen it, to get you off the field, like 2 days later, aren't you thinking, what am I doing out here? And he said, Curley, I don't have any other options. I got a family to feed. And that becomes the choice that you make. Like, I know the risk, but what else am I going to do? And that's a tough spot for them to end up being in.
Yeah, I think it's possible less and less people, young men, take that risk moving forward.
Then aren't you glad that I encourage you not to continue to play football after teaching you the fundamentals and then really screwing up your game?
You did what you did. You were a coach, and you were not encouraging. You ruined the game.
Hey, by the way,
you don't let that stand.
What? You at one point, your dad was arguing that he was 6 feet tall. He claims that you took him somewhere like Home Depot and actually measured him.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. I went to get my driver's license, and I said 6 foot, and he went, really? Are you going to lie to the government? And I said, what are you talking about? And the lady said, are you not? And I said, 6. She puts it down. And then all the way home, I'm saying, right, let's go. What'd we do, right? What'd we do?
I guess we decided to go to the world's most accurate tape measure, which is that long one at Home Depot where you measure stuff by linear feet to give you the cost. And, you measure it out. Yeah. 6 foot.
All right.
6 foot.
And now you know the rest of the story.
Thank you, Rye Roll. Appreciate that. There he goes. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Rye Roller, KZ Radio.
Let's see. Bucky's Complete Auto Care with our update. Nisqually, we're still dealing with our collision South 5, the Nisqually River Bridge, blocking 2 right lanes. You've got a 4-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting near Stillicum DuPont Road. North 5, your backup starts at Marvin Road, Olympia to Tacoma, 40 minutes. Not too bad. It's Tacoma to Olympia. We're at an hour, 10 minutes. South 5 through Federal Way, heavy from South 300th to the Puyallup River Bridge, a 9-mile backup. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 50-minute commute. We're pretty solid now down the entire length. You're going to get real thick at State Route 18. North 5 heading into Seattle, heavy from Albro to the Ship Canal Bridge. Half-hour commute to get through this. Southbound I-5, you're packed at 85th to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, 45 minutes. Southbound 99, you're thick from the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. And northbound on East Marginal Way is solid from 1st Avenue all the way past the West Seattle Bridge. Is your car's AC blowing warm air? Don't sweat it. Save $50 on any AC service at Buc-ee's. 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed. Buc-ee's.com. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Hi, Nate. Well, let's see. We're kind of wrapping up, heading through the end of summer. Did your AC unit make it all the way through? There were some long, hot days out there, and I'm sure it was chugging along. And maybe it didn't sound so good, and maybe it's not doing the job that it was supposed to do. So you should probably, like I, would be a good idea to have home comfort lines come into the house and just make sure that everything's set for next year. Why not do it now? There's still a few more hot days left before we turn the calendar and head in towards fall. And Home Comfort Alliance will tell you right now, they are not going to come in and try to replace the entire unit. If they just need to fix a couple of parts, they do that. Now, if you do need a new unit, get rid of that one and move into a heat pump because they'll keep you nice and cool in the summer, warm in the winter, just the way you like it. Year-round, you save a whole bunch of money. I love working with Home Comfort Alliance, and you will as well. They save you money and save you time. Up to 60 seconds on their app, you find exactly what needs to be done with no pressure, no guesswork. They've got honest answers for you. They've been doing this for almost 50 years. That's Home Comfort Alliance. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical needs, homecomfortalliance.com.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
Starbucks is going to stop covering GLP-1 medications for weight loss. If you're on it, you know that these drugs per month can be like up to $1,000 if you don't have coverage.
When have we ever believed that pharmaceutical companies or any other company is going to make less profit to help the people out?
Watch live or later on the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Truck started slow. Battery might be toast.
Slow starts are the first sign of heat damage to your battery. We'll test it, no charge.
Thanks. And if it is dead?
We'll set you up with a new, fully warranted battery. Some up to 5 years. And we'll recycle the old one.
Thanks for the rundown. Lead the way.
Get free battery testing, charging, and recycling at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Progressive presents the Museum of You. We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed. Some things should be history, but until then, you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
You are ready for a new kitchen. And after all this time, do you really want to settle for a box store kitchen? At Sound Kitchen and Bath, you can have your dream kitchen with custom cabinets, gorgeous stone countertops, and luxurious fixtures. Our design team will create kitchen and bath designs with products that are beautiful and timeless. We come to your home and make it easy for you. Sound Kitchen and Bath, soundkitchenandbath.com.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs.
Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Seattle Hot Tub carries American-made products, different sizes, different features, different price points. All prices are clearly marked. There's no games, no high-pressure sales pitch. Warehouse pricing and easy financing with hot tubs as low as $90 a month. SeattleHotTub.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. An 18-year-old back in court today, 2 years after police say he opened fire at the Alderwood Mall, killing a 13-year-old girl. KIRO 7 TV was there when Samuel Gaza apologized and entered a plea.
How do you plead to the charge of second-degree murder with a firearm allegation?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Do you make this plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Shooting happened as a group of boys fought in the food court. A stray bullet hit Jada Woods Johnson, killing her at the scene. Her father, Jeremy Johnson, was at today's hearing.
He admitted that he destroyed lives. You know, it wasn't just Jada's life. There's a bunch of other people's lives, too, that he destroyed.
Sentencing is set for October 23rd. A landmark settlement with Meta is sending hundreds of millions of dollars to Washington. Attorney General Nick Brown calling it the largest big tech settlement in history. As we hear from KIRO News Radio's Tim Hole.
Meta has agreed to pay more than $17 billion to settle claims it knowingly harmed young users on Facebook and Instagram. Washington will get up to $339 million. Brown says the case was about more than money.
Social media companies have stolen countless hours of our kids' lives, crowding out sleep and exercise, in-person connection, and learning at school.
The settlement also requires major changes. Kids and teens will face daily time limits, no push notifications on weekdays during the school year, and stronger age and parental controls. Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
It's official now. A new owner is about to take control of the Seahawks. NFL owners approving the sale of the franchise from the Paul Allen Estates to the Khosla family. The deal, valued at $9.6 billion, sets a new record for an NFL franchise. Unionized Starbucks baristas say they do not want you to buy the company's coffee, at least for now.
They're calling for a boycott until the company finalizes a contract with the union. Now, Starbucks Workers United is asking for a minimum $17 an hour wage, enough work hours to make a living, they said, higher staffing and workplace protections, more of those. Well, Starbucks said in part that it has competitive pay, industry-leading benefits, and meaningful opportunities to grow a career.
It's KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon. Bellevue-based T-Mobile cutting another 77 jobs across our states and closing 6 stores, including in Seattle, Bothell, and Tacoma. State filing posted today says layoffs start September 21st. Now to the real-time traffic desk, we check in with Nate Connors.
All right, let's see. This report brought to you by Wilcox Farms. In Nisqually, we've got a tow on scene with our collision South 5 to Nisqually River Bridge. So right now, 2 right lanes are blocked, but they should be reopening here any moment. Meanwhile, you've got a 4 to 5 mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting near Stillicum DuPont Road. And North 5 is solid at Marvin Road. Olympia to Tacoma, 45 minutes. But Tacoma to Olympia continues to climb. We're at an hour and 20 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, a 40-minute commute. You're slow from MLK Junior Way to 516. North 5 into Seattle is solid from Albro Place to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through this. South 5 is packed from 85th to I-90. Seattle to Everett, just a 40-minute trip. It's a little crowded from Shoreline into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, though, an hour. You're slow from Bellevue into Bothell. Westbound 16 at Wallachia Drive near Gig Harbor, a crash blocks the left lane. You're backed up almost to 24th Street now. For a convenient, healthy snack on the go, look for ready-to-eat Wilcox hard-boiled eggs. Find Wilcox eggs at Costco, Metro Market, Safeway, and other local grocers. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
So your forecast now, looking at mostly clear skies tonight, but more clouds around to start the day tomorrow with some showers along the coast. We'll see showers also return around the Puget Sound region Friday night into Saturday likely. Right now, 75 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
KIRO 7 Pinpoint Alert Days, your advance notice to stay safe from heat, smoke, and summer storms. When weather threatens to disrupt your day and your plans, KIRO 7 sounds the alarm and alerts you days in advance. Stay informed, stay prepared with KIRO 7 Pinpoint Weather only on KIRO 7 TV.
Thank you, Joe. I will. Going anywhere? Nah. Never mind. Nice try. Oh, it's kind of a Michael McDonald thing. Kind of like Doobie Brothers. Got my hair done. Had advanced hair. Got in my car. Went to Buc-ee's. With all my hair growing naturally. I caught a Buc-ee's. Oh, I missed all that stuff. Whatever.
It's that guy.
Stop. It's a new guy on the new guy on the computer in the wrong buttons. That's a problem over there. Besides, I'm still upset by the Attorney General Nick Brown. By the way, are we also suing parents? Why aren't the parents named in the suit? When does it become the Attorney General's job to parent children? Oh, that's right. It's the state of Washington where 13-year-olds have a total autonomy over what they're supposed to do with their body. But suddenly they're not responsible. That Meta and social media stole the attention away from the children. Let's see. Okay, so mom and dad buy a phone, pay the $150 a month for the kid's phone. Okay, so far the mother, let's get 2 adults that are involved, paying the monthly bill, giving the phone to the child, then the kid's there looking at the phone, looking at night, and then all of a sudden, super attorney Nick Brown runs into the house. Hold on there, everyone. I was on Survivor. Now let me run in there and get the phone from the child. Now, hey, who paid for this phone? Who's paying the monthly bill on this phone? Are you, little boy, little girl? Or don't have to identify yourself as either gender because it doesn't matter. Who paid for this? It's the parents. The parents are the ones that have the phone. It's not the kid's phone. The parents buy cigarettes and give it to the kid to be in big trouble. Parents buy alcohol and give it to the kids who are in big trouble. The parents paid for the phone. That's ridiculous. And then, look at this. Meta's going to pay all this money in this thing. I looked it up. What was it, Joe? Like, what percentage of their total income that they already made? Look at the net profit on this thing.
Well, for 1 year, it's about, I think it's like a quarter of a year's.
Yeah, they made $230
profit.
billion. So Meta made $650 billion in net profit in 2025, roughly $201 billion in revenue. So it works out. What they pay all together? What they pay? Given state of Washington's getting $237 million, and they said part of that is going to be paying the attorney fees. That's nice.
God, you imagine being the attorney on that case.
And then, then they're going to determine what to do with the rest. Oh my God! And Meta rolled over on it. They're like, okay. 4 years ago, there's a story that came out in the Wall Street Journal where there were a number of people that were working at Meta that were then told to look to see, are kids looking at stuff that's bad? Yes. Are they spending too much time? Yes. Is there bullying? Yes. And depression and suicidal thoughts? Yes, yes, yes. And they said they presented it to the bosses there. They said, this is bad. This Instagram stuff is bad. Do we know that it causes problems with young teenage girls? Yeah, according to the research that we did, it does. They took it to the people in charge. They're like, well, that's one way of looking at it. And they didn't do anything about it.
And
then Zuckerberg went down there to testify, and they then turn around and apologize to somebody.
I remember, yes. He was supposed to, I think he was scheduled to testify either today or tomorrow, but they got this settlement worked out.
Right, so the parents are not responsible. The attorney general is going to come in there and save all these kids because don't forget, they stole the attention from the children. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the parents, they didn't know what was going on. Simple trick. We did it at the Curley house. Worked well. Had a little basket out in front of their rooms. And the rule was just say whatever time you want, 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock was we'd go upstairs. Is the phone in the basket? If it's not in the basket at 8 o'clock, then for every minute it's not in the basket, that's a day. That's a day. That's a day. That's a day. And boy, Charlie, she's run out. Wow, you're 4 minutes late. That's 4 days. Dad, no, I'm serious. That's it. You know the rules. You agreed. We even wrote up a contract. Here's the contract. You signed the contract. The contract was every minute past 8 o'clock that the phone is not in the basket, I will give up a day. There's your signature. You knew it. This is not your phone. Go buy your own phone. You don't like the contract? Go buy your own. The other rule was, and Lace did this one all the time on him, at any minute, at any time of the day, she can go up, take the phone, and say, opens it up. There's no password. We know what the password is. What's this? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this person you're following? Tell me who this person is. And for every person she was not able to identify, another day, another day, another day, another day. And she would freak out and go into her room and slam the door and scream at us and curse at us. And we're like, we don't care. And then you know what we did? We took the door off the hinges so she couldn't slam the door anymore. So you had no door. No door. And every single time she violated one of the rules, it's a contract that she'd agreed to, we held her to it. She hated it. But we knew that this giant pipe, this sewer pipe of garbage that comes out of social media, we could actually redirect it. Hey, Mr. Brown, Attorney Brown, it's called the parents taking responsibility for the child. You don't need the government to feed them. You don't need the government to determine whether or not they're allowed to cut off part of their genitals. The government doesn't need to be involved in that. The parent should be involved in this. If anything, you should empower the parent, not empower the government. But they'll take the $237 million and create a bunch of ridiculous programs that'll somehow greater connect the child to the government. But it's really simple. Write up a contract, make the kids sign it, and then if they don't, say, get your own damn phone.
I think you should.
They can't do that.
I think you should, because I think these are really actually very
simple.
Yeah, it's simple.
They love the phone,
and I'm sure it's effective, and I'm sure that they're willing. It'll also teach them about signing contracts and commitments.
Yes,
I think you should publish like kind of a blank version of your phone contract that people can download using their house. I'm serious. I don't think other parents are doing anything. The majority of other parents are not even coming close to what you did in terms of policing their
Charlie
kids.
on the phone and cry about it. It was brutal. She would scream. But I'll tell you, Lace came up with the idea, I can open the phone at any time. And there was so much garbage on there. We're like, who's this guy? Who's this guy you're following? She's like, that's a guy who, like, boom. Now following that guy. And every time they'd follow him, that cost them time. I think she lost her phone for a week.
Do you think it was, was it effective? Did she?
Oh, my God, yeah.
Did she escape?
Right. Because they knew. Now, who knew what else could come into that phone? It is a big, big sewer pipe of stuff. Yeah, all right. Here we go. All right, here comes Nate. Check and drive it. Nathan.
The KIRO Newsradio app has our update. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, it's a half hour on 520. You're slow from 84th to I-5. Gets thick there at the west end of the lake bridge. 40-minute trip on I-90 where it is packed approaching Island Crest Way all the way to I-5. Seattle to Federal Way will take you 40 minutes. We're slow from MLK Junior Way to 516. Getting into Seattle, North 5, it is solid bumper to bumper from Albro Place all the way to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through this. South 5, you're bumper to bumper from 85th to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, a 40-minute commute. Everett to Marysville starting to thin out a little bit. We're down to 15 minutes. And on Bainbridge Island, northbound 305, still struggling with a 3-mile bumper to bumper backup from Northeast Day Road up across the Agate Pass Bridge. Text app APP to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Here it comes. You're going to hear all these hot tubs. It's a having a sale. It's a hot tub sale. We're having a sale. It's like, oh, boy. Give you some advice. Ignore all of that. And the best place to go is Seattle Hot Tub Company, because they've been doing it for a very, very long time. In fact, Seattle Hot Tub Company, if you check out the Google reviews and if you go to see where they are, the first thing you're going to notice, it's not some fancy schmancy place where they've got carpeting and they've got a nice little fireplace over there and you can get yourself a espresso or something. You're walking into a real hot tub store where all the prices and everything you want to see is right there. All American-made models. They handle only the top of the line. Now, if you happen to get some hot tub from some other place, maybe one of those pop-ups, I don't know, parking lot kind of things, they'll service that hot tub for you, even if you didn't buy it from them. That's what Seattle Hot Tub will do for you. You've been thinking about a hot tub for a while. This is the big opportunity for you. Huge sale coming up from Seattle Hot Tub Company. I just got myself a cold plunge from them. Can't wait to talk about that. I've got a hot tub from them as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, for everybody that else is selling hot tubs, good luck. You can't compete with Seattle Hot Tub. That's seattlehottub.com.
I've lived here almost my entire life.
Seattle's morning news host, Charlie Harger.
I love Seattle. I love that I'm able to raise my children here.
Hear Charlie's 7:35 commentary every morning on Seattle's Morning News.
So when I see something that I think might need some attention, that's me pointing out areas of improvement. That is not me saying that Seattle is somehow bad.
You can watch all of Charlie's commentaries anytime on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
Summer's here, and it's the perfect time to tell you that Integrity Roofing and Construction has been serving and supporting our Puget Sound communities for 10 years. If your roof is aging, storm damage, or just ready for an upgrade, now's the perfect time to schedule your free consultation. With products that last longer and perform better, Integrity's team brings full transparency so you know exactly what your home needs before you spend a dime. And Integrity has locations from Issaquah to Sequim to Everett and Gig Harbor. Visit IntegrityRC.com. That's IntegrityRC.com right now. Integrity Roofing and Construction, where doing the right thing matters.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
The Mariners are squaring off against the Rangers in a high-stakes divisional showdown, September 8th through 10th. And at each game, the first 10,000 fans score an Andres Munoz Funko Pop collectible. Get your tickets today at mariners.com.
Jonathan here from DUI Heroes, and if you're pulled over for a DUI, you can ask to speak with a lawyer immediately. We're available to you at DUIHeroes.com and 1-800-DUI-HERO 24 hours a day. If the officer doesn't get you in touch with us right away, you're still preserving the right and asking him to contact us as soon as he possibly can. The sooner you call a lawyer, the better your chances are. Look us up at DUIHeroes.com for a free case evaluation or call us at 1-800-DUI-HERO.
DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 2 tickets to see Anthony Hamilton with Tony, live under the stars at the Tulalip Amphitheater, Thursday, September 10th. Go to mynorthwest.com/win for contest rules and your chance to win.
Dolly Parton honored in Washington with flags at half-staff. Flags across Washington State will be flying at half-staff until September 1st to honor the life of country music icon and philanthropist Dolly Parton.
Can I read a text for you?
Yes, Joe.
Sam in Shelton texted in. He said, hey, here's a topic you might like.
Yes,
I'm
Sam.
a very patriotic person. I'm a very sympathetic person, and I believe I'm a very caring person. But I hate lowering the American flag when people die. I believe the only time it should be lowered is when a sitting president dies. Otherwise, it gives everybody the idea that somebody's life is far more important than somebody else's. That may, in fact, be true, but when anybody dies, it leaves a hole in somebody's heart, and I don't think we should be lowering the flag all the time because we're sending the wrong message, and it seems like our flag is at half-staff half the time. P.S. I love Dolly Parton, but I don't think we should be lowering the flag.
You know, I wonder if they had a chance to talk to Dolly Parton about this thing. I mean, obviously, that would be a bizarre question to ask. She probably wouldn't even consider it. But knowing what we know about her from the different things she said,
yeah,
I think she would just say that would be a great honor, but nothing she deserves.
I think I agree.
I can't imagine. Because do you want to start getting into what celebrity gets the flag lowered for them?
Right.
I mean, they were lower for Betty White. Because once you lower it for one celebrity, then Michael Jordan. How about Clint Eastwood? Clint Eastwood. All of his movies, what they do it for Clint. Michael Jordan. One of the finest basketball players we've ever seen. Got to be for Michael Jordan. Because then someone's in there, well, wait a minute, you lowered it for Dolly, you're not going to lower it for,
right?
You know?
I agree.
Get into this thing. Because once you lower it for her, by not lowering it for somebody else, you're saying, well, they weren't up to the standard of that we hold Dolly Parton. What standard was that?
It's exactly what Sam is saying.
Thank you, Sam. You're absolutely right.
What about Neil Diamond?
Well, now that's a different story.
All right. No. Come on.
Neil's still alive, but don't get into lowering it. I like just the president. Because I was looking to see how often they've lowered it. Like Ferguson's have lowered it for different things. Jesse Jackson, I think they lowered it for a guy that somebody who got killed. They were working as a security guard. A state hospital security guard was killed on duty. Washington-based soldiers, Supreme Court justices, former state legislators, victims of tragedies. They lower the flag. there isn't a general rule saying that when famous people die, you lower the flag. It's now just become somebody lowering it for whatever reason they want to lower it.
I
think it's a great honor that should only be bestowed upon people that, high-ranking, president.
Yeah, I think you just got to make it simple.
Make it really simple.
Yeah.
Then you think, well, like, Trump passes away. Can you imagine certain states, they wouldn't lower the flag? Okay.
Were you guys thinking about it?
No, but I just think that you would have some states that probably wouldn't, or people would get really mad about it.
Minutes are crowded through South Tacoma, and then we've got a parking lot.
James, get out of there.
Yeah,
James Lynch, get out of there.
Get out of here, James. And then we have a parking lot from JBLM all the way to the Nisqually River Bridge, where we just recently cleared a collision. So Olympia, Tacoma, 50 minutes. You're heavy from Martin Way to the Nisqually River Bridge. Seattle to Tacoma, an hour, 5 minutes. We've got a pretty solid backup now from Tukwila all the way through Fife to the Puyallup River Bridge. Here in Seattle, North 5, bumper to bumper between Albro and the Ship Canal. South 5, solid from 85th to I-90. Renton to Puyallup is up to 50 minutes. It's pretty solid down the entire stretch as well. You're going to get really thick there at State Route 18. For a convenient, healthy snack on the go, look for ready-to-eat Wilcox hard-boiled eggs. Find Wilcox eggs at Costco, Metro Market, Safeway, and other local grocers. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Washington drivers share the road with thousands of semi-trucks, but new reporting and federal investigations have unveiled that as many as 1 in 5 of those trucks are operated by chameleon carriers, trucking companies that rack up crashes and safety violations only to close and reopen under a new name with a clean record. If you've been injured in a trucking accident, time may be running out to recover. Call Davis Law Group today at 206-888-8888 or visit davislawgroupseattle.com.
Are you looking to buy a house, but like everyone, you're priced out of the Bellevue, Kirkland, and Seattle market? Many buyers have the income, the credit, and the desire to own, but simply don't have the down payment, often at least $75,000 just for a starter home. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue with a great opportunity for home buyers. Introducing our Legacy Opportunity Loan. Legacy Group Capital has a select group of 100 new construction, single family, and townhomes in the top Western Washington locations. Acquire a new construction home with no down payment, allowable closing costs paid, and a competitive rate. Yes, that's no down payment and some closing costs paid by Legacy. A wise man once said, the hardest part of winning in real estate is just getting in. And now you can with our Legacy Opportunity Loan. So get in the game.
Limited properties available to qualified Washington borrowers. Learn more about this limited opportunity at LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, LLC, and MLS ID 99045. Visit LegacyG.com for additional program details.
We beat box stores in design, selection, and price. Sound Kitchen and Bath's new signature cabinets come in stunning colors, stains, and styles at unbeatable prices. Why settle for box store design when you could have a gorgeous custom kitchen or bath from Sound Kitchen and Bath? We create one-of-a-kind spaces that are timeless. Great value from a team that cares. Call today. Sound Kitchen and Bath, soundkitchenandbath.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker. Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Tragedy in Nepal. Local officials say at least 160 people are dead, hundreds missing, including dozens of American tourists after flash floods ripped through the Nepal-Tibet border. ABC's Lama Hassan at the foreign desk.
The flood was so powerful, so destructive, it washed away everything in its path, villages and damaging roads. The flood hitting early on Wednesday morning just north of Nepal's capital, Kathmandu.
It's believed all that water came from a section of a massive glacier that collapsed. Facebook and Instagram's parent company Meta will pay roughly $18 billion to settle a lawsuit accusing the company of deliberately making it difficult for children to stop scrolling. Meta did not admit wrongdoing. A military judge ruled today that the self-proclaimed mastermind of the 9/11 attacks, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, will stand trial in June of 2028. He was captured in 2003 and has been held at Guantanamo since 2005. This is ABC News. A court hearing has been set to discuss the future of the Kennedy Center as the Justice Department argues the performing arts facility faces structural decline without it. ABC's Catherine Falders.
The judge actually has scheduled an emergency hearing on this that will be tomorrow afternoon. But the Justice Department is threatening that the administration is just going to tear down the Kennedy Center altogether. And they say replace it with something like a large outdoor amphitheater. If the judge doesn't allow these renovations to move forward or for the president's name to be on the outside of the building.
Brian Kohberger, who pleaded guilty last year to the University of Idaho quadruple murders, was granted a new hearing by a judge in his bid to reverse his guilty plea after he claimed he was pressured to falsely confess. His next hearing will be in June of 2027. NVIDIA reported better than expected earnings after the bell, doubling its revenue from last year to a whopping $96 billion, beating estimates by around $4 billion. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Coming up, an emotional guilty plea in a fatal shooting at the Alderwood Mall. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. Tacoma to Olympia plan on an hour and 20-minute commute this afternoon. A little crowded through South Tacoma. By the time you hit 512, you're in the clear till you get to JBLM, and it is a parking lot all the way down to the Nisqually River Bridge. Looks like we still have that far right lane blocked on the bridge from this collision awaiting a tow. Olympia to Tacoma going the other way at 50 minutes. We've got a looky-loo backup starting at Martin Way up to the bridge. Seattle to Tacoma, an hour, 5 minutes. Pretty solid from Tukwila all the way down past the Fife Curve. Close to the speed limit, though, through most of this. Here in Seattle, North 5, we're bumper to bumper from the north end of Boeing Field now to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 to 40 minutes to get through downtown. South 5 is solid from 85th to I-90. 40-minute trip from Linwood. Bellevue to South Center, 45 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 1 hour. Seattle to Everett's taking you 40 minutes. This report brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. Mariners, and don't miss out on fireworks nights presented by T-Mobile. Next up is the Sing-Along Show, September 4th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. A now 18-year-old pleads guilty today to a shooting that killed a 13-year-old bystander at the Alderwood Mall in Linwood 2 years ago. Samuel Gazan was 16 years old at the time when he opened fire during a fight with a group of boys in the food court, killing Jada Woods Johnson. KIRO 7 TV was in court as Gazan took responsibility and apologized.
I made such a horrible mistake at such a young age that affected the lives of many people. I hope that today's guilty plea brings more closure to the family.
Gazan is set to be sentenced October 23rd. Pierce County deputies say up to 50 people were outside Marco's Cantina in Parkland early this morning when a fight led to gunfire. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Pierce County deputies say one man was hit in the shooting, but his injuries are non-life-threatening. The scene was so chaotic, Washington State Patrol and Lakewood Police were called in just to manage the large crowd. Deputy Carly Capetto says even in such a crowd, no one is talking.
We know that people have information. We know that they saw something. So we're really hoping after they've had some time to think about the seriousness of what happened, they'll come forward to want to speak with us.
If you have any information about this shooting, call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Pierce County Sheriff Keith Swank is fighting to keep his job in the hands of voters. He filed his own ballot initiative today to guarantee the sheriff is always chosen by the people.
I believe the people of Pierce County should have the right to vote for and elect a sheriff of their choosing.
This is a direct response to a measure that would make the sheriff an appointed position. Voters will have the final say on that this November. Seattle teachers could vote to go on strike soon. The Seattle Education Association meeting tonight to decide whether or not to authorize a walkout 1 week before school is supposed to start. Meantime, Washington's governor is making his case for banning cell phones in all public schools. Governor Bob Ferguson spoke about it today at Pasco High School, surrounded by educators and students.
You don't need a study to show it, although studies do show it, that these devices are incredibly distracting in an academic setting, in a school setting.
Ferguson and the state superintendents want lawmakers to pass that ban next session and make it go in place in time for the next school year. Now to your forecasts. We have mostly clear skies tonight, more clouds around to start the day tomorrow. The coast will see some showers tomorrow and then some rain moving inland by the weekends. Right now, 75 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Put on a radio show.
All right.
Something we can be proud of. All right?
That sounds fun and interesting.
Yeah, let's do that. Wait for the music to start. Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh. There we go, everybody. John Curley Show, Muckasu Casino Resort text line. Hey, YouTube people out there. I haven't given any love in a while. I need to see. Where's the camera now?
That one.
Oh, right in the middle? Where is it?
Yeah, the one right there with the red light.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Ooh.
Huh?
That was right on target.
Oh, there you go. Diving in now. Oh, boy. The state faces election confusion. I don't know how much confusion it is altogether. Basically, what happened is a bunch of states tried to sue the president. He had an executive order. And 6-3 ruling, the Supreme Court says, no, hold on. You're doing it too fast, too soon on this stuff. Just wait. So the confusion is basically that the federal government is not allowed to interfere in what the states have. You can slowly take that music out because I already started talking. The federal government is not allowed to interfere with what the states do. What the president was asking for with the executive order is we want to see the names of the people. Clear it up. Show us who the people are that are voting. Are they citizens? Are they allowed to vote? They want to get in there and look at that sort of stuff. That's where the states get upset. And they're like, no, we're not going to show you who's on our voting logs, our polls. That's us. This is our responsibility. The president was just asking for, well, no, you send it to us, show us who they are. We just want to make sure we don't have people that are in there that shouldn't be voting and they are voting. And, of course, everybody hates that idea. And then we have our Secretary of State, Hobbs, explaining.
The executive order is directed at the U.S. Postal Service and directs the Postal Service to draft rules for ballots that they accept and handle through the mail. So purportedly, this is going to allow them to stop mail-in ballots if they don't meet this new rule. Now, the new rule hasn't been written yet.
Yeah, that's
as far as I know, it hasn't been promulgated, and so
that's the problem.
By the way, this is, I don't know why I wrote Hobbs. This is Rob McKenna.
Oh, it's McKenna.
Yeah.
I thought he's starting to sound like Hobbs. He spent so much time talking about it.
I think this is one of the reasons the majority of the Supreme Court said, no, we're going to let this go forward for now because the states that challenged it can't really show any harm because they don't actually have a rule.
Okay, the rule hasn't been written, so you can't show that you're hurt by it. Now, how about the next one? Also McKenna?
Yes, it is also.
The states are pointing out, we've got elections coming up, and we've got to get ballots in the mail. And I think that they are raising legitimate concerns. It's unfortunate that the Supreme Court didn't leave the stay in place that the lower court had put there to block this from happening. Our Attorney General Nick Brown has done a really strong job of leading on this issue nationally and speaking out, and I think he's absolutely spot on where the law is concerned, because as you and I and Charlie have talked about many times, the Constitution puts the states in charge of elections, but here I think the administration is looking for a workaround of sorts because they're saying, oh, well, that may be true, but we control the Postal Service. So this is all part of a concerted effort by the administration to
go, okay, let's see. There's a ballot and there's the signature. So those two go together. So there's one. Let's count that over there and put that. That's one over there. Okay, here's another one. There's a ballot and there's the piece that goes with this two. And that's how they do it. It's just in person, with 68% voting in person. In the state of Washington now, everything is mail in. 34% do postal, 1% does proxy. This is in the UK. In the United States, or in the state of Washington, that you would need 1,500 to 2,500 polling locations to handle the number of voters, plus the cost. Would everybody be okay with this? The cost would be $15 per vote in order to have somebody running the polls there for you to walk up and fill out your ballot right there. Go over there and then hand the ballot back. So your signature is verified, you're verified, your ID is on the thing. Yes, it's convenient, far more convenient. But should we really just make it really convenient, right? Do you remember when they finally got the right to vote in Iraq, and women with the right to vote, this is going back, 10, 15 years ago? People were walking 10 miles from their villages to go and vote and get the purple thumb because they put your thumb down the thing. And there were snipers shooting at people. I don't know. To me, I just think there should be some effort. You think of the number of people that have lost their lives defending this country, and we can't get off our ass and go down to a local gym and show somebody your ID, have them hand you the ballot, and then you fill it out. I think there's something, it's a sacred thing. I think there's something that should be said about it. There's some effort to go to it. And when they even say that, well, I would have voted, but I didn't have a stamp. Like
you don't need a stamp.
No, you don't need a stamp because they made it now that you don't have to have a stamp on the thing. But I think there should be some effort to go to it.
Yeah, but it's not. That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. No. But do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I hear what you're saying.
Still, the number of people who don't vote. Now, how many people choose not to vote because they think, what does it matter? My vote's not going to count because somebody's going to take the thing and it's going to mysteriously disappear.
I don't think there's very many. I honestly don't.
Why do people fight the ID? That I don't understand. Why? The majority of Americans, regardless of the color of their skin, believe it's a good idea to have ID to show the proof who you are to vote. That's all.
Have the registration system show your ID. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to work, but they just...
So the ballots get mailed out to everybody. People send me these things. Here's a picture of 2 ballots that came to the house. Yeah. Well, the problem is if you sign both of them, send them in, you're going to get in trouble. They're going to do something to you. You sign it, you sign your name on there, then they're supposed to catch the signature. If the signature doesn't match, and then reject your ballot, and then you're supposed to explain it later on. And then it takes like 10 days to get the results back on something like this. The reason people are skeptical of the mail-in is because of the chain of command. It goes from you to someone else, to someone else, to someone else. Is it possible the stuff could end up in the garbage thrown away, like those ballots that were discovered in the back of that mailman's car or something like that?
But the system has been audited. The system, you get a barcode. You can track your vote. You can follow it. You know,
I get it.
Like it works. You know, so it's. And I understand what you're saying, and it is a sacred thing, and of course we take it for granted in this.
Of course
country.
we do.
Of course we do.
Of course we do.
But there's a whole. It's difficult to vote for a lot of people in a lot of situations. I mean,
when Hillary Clinton didn't win, she said Trump was the illegitimate president because she thought there was a lot of shenanigans going on. Prior to that 2016 election, the Democrats challenged 2000, of course. There was the hanging chads, and then they challenged it again. And then when the Republicans didn't win, then they challenged it. So the history of sore losers on both sides, and especially the sore loser of Donald Trump pointing out. Was there something shady going on? There's a number of things that happened. Like, for instance, in Pennsylvania, only the rules regarding when the ballot could come in and when you're going to count it, what does it count, and when does it come in, those things were supposed to be in place. They did a whole bunch of sort of herky-jerky moves to accept more during the whole COVID canard. So there were things that happened. And people will point to, well, you know, was it a straight-up election? Well, if you consider the fact that the government blocked the Hunter Biden laptop, some people are saying, oh, there could have been an 8% different chance. People would have voted differently if that thing were to happen. You know, all of it. But taken in the totality of the election and the number of ballots that go through, sure, there are some people that shouldn't vote that are voting. Yeah, that's bad. But it wasn't enough to move the thing. But is it just enough for people to go, a curse on pox on everybody's house and the whole thing's corrupt and I'm not going to do it? That's a shame when people decide they're not going to vote because they think the whole thing's corrupt. Well, you're doing yourself a great disfavor because you not voting is exactly what the other side wants. They don't want you to show up. They like the discouraged voter because then you only get the kookies on either side. The crazy kooks are running the whole thing. I'll go back to Socrates. I was reading this thing when I was flying to Alabama. Socrates said, it's not that he disrespected the people, but he just thought they're too easily manipulated by salespeople. He didn't use the word salespeople, but he used the idea of if you're voting because you like the way the person looks or you like the way they sound, a flim-flam artist comes along and you vote for that, you're fooled. And he didn't like the fact that you leave it up to the general public because the general public can be so easily swayed depending on how the person looks.
And the psychological warfare that's been going on in this country for the advertising, the science of advertising and, subliminal messaging and all this stuff. And they've been using that in politics since, probably the 50s or maybe even earlier. So the whole system is about people being impressionable.
And the candidate that gets up there and says, vote for me, I'll give you this and give you that. Yeah. I'll do this and I'll do that. I'll give you all this stuff.
Or I won't do
this. The common man, so they go, I like that. Besides, he looks like a fine, reputable individual. He looks presidential to me. I mean, I always hear that around the time of election. Does the person look presidential? What does that mean? Right there, if the person is asked, do you vote because the person seems presidential? That person's vote should be, thank you for answering. And we're going to throw that in the garbage because if you're voting because you like the way the person looks, because I've heard people say, I like Gavin Newsom. He looks like a president.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
But it wasn't just this individual. Other people have said it as well. Sure. And now the question is, could AOC become president? Are we willing to accept her? Or are we just too misogynistic as a country that we just wouldn't vote for her? Oh, my God. If she becomes president, right? But, again, we like her. She's spunky. I think it'd be fun because she's kind of sexy as the president. Again, that person's vote. I'm sorry. Were you the one that said that she's sexy? There's your vote right over here. I don't know how they would do it because it's not fair because then you get into Socrates saying, well, then who's doing the voting? Who's doing the electing on this stuff? It's like the special people that know better than someone else. What were those people? That's the problem with the democracy.
Yeah.
And when I was in Independence Hall, I was there with the family. We went through that whole thing. And boy, you get some idea. And you were reading about what the Founding Fathers studied. There was only Madison, I believe, that said, yeah, this could work. Everybody else is like, yeah, good luck. I mean, even, it was Adams and Franklin. They were all in there. And Jefferson is like, look, this is a crazy idea. Never been done before. But we're going to trust the people you will govern yourselves. And we will limit the power of each one of the divisions of our government, right? Each one will have only a limited amount. There'll be all this checks and balances because not one could be trusted with all the power. But the essential part of it, as Jefferson talked about and Adams talked about, was an educated people. You needed to have people that understood the power that was in their very hands by the government that they were going to determine to govern them. And they said, without an educated populace, this is not going to work. And then you have H.L. Mencken saying the greatest argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with a common man who says, I like him. He looks very presidential.
I mean, I'll settle for somebody that's not.
Third party's coming, Joe.
Yeah,
you wait and see.
I'm
wait and see.
Yes,
but first, we got to get ourselves a chief of police.
Wilson says she has launched a new nationwide search for the new chief of police. She says the chief must be trustworthy, visible, accountable, present in neighborhoods, and must listen to people in the community. She also wants someone who will be present and engaged within SPD. Here is the timeline for the search. The job will be posted this month. Community outreach.
Wait, slow down. Hang on.
Engagement will be in the next 2 months, and then an advisory committee will review candidates. Finalists will have their interviews with the mayor. Mayor Wilson is hoping to announce her selection by the beginning of next year. You can also weigh in on what skills, experience, and priorities are most important to you in a police chief. A public survey is.
Oh my God! There you go. There's an argument against a common man. Oh, really? What's important to you? Let's hear from the people. Oh my God! Hang on.
Most important to you in a police chief.
Yeah.
A public survey is open now until September 15th.
God.
By the way, the salary range is from $234,000 to $374,000.
Right. Seattle had some of the highest. He was making $360 something or other. I read today, it was in the Seattle Times. I think they gave Barnes $800,000. To leave.
Yeah.
Is he coming back in here?
I believe he's coming in on Monday. It'd be on G and Ursula.
Oh, should we call Swank and get Swank to come in?
Just tip him off. Be like, hey, I know where he's going to be.
If you guys didn't follow that story, we don't know if is it Swank that said that he wanted to box?
Swank said that the interim chief sales approached him at a graduation, law enforcement graduation, and said, "Hey, here's a message from Sean Barnes. You got my number. This buffoon will meet you."
This buffoon. So that would be like coming from Sean. That was a quote from him. And he said, "This buffoon," because I had called him a buffoon. And the way it was said.
This is, by the way, Keith Swank's new podcast called Uncuffed. And I got to call him. Stop doing it in a men's room. Doesn't it sound like
the context of what it was said was not an extension of an olive branch, like let's get together and have a cup of coffee and talk about policing and leadership and things like that. It was completely said that Sean was saying a message through sales to let me know that anytime I wanted to meet up with him, that he was ready. And that means he was ready for whatever happens, meaning a fist fight. Or
yeah, I always go to fist fight. I'll meet up with you anytime.
Fist fight.
Yeah. I.e. fist fight.
Whatever else would happen from it. Now, some people might say that's not what he said in it, and that's understandable. They can say whatever they want to say. But the truth of the matter is, I was there. I know what was said.
Okay. All right.
Guess we'll have to ask Barnes on Monday.
Yeah, if he's really.
That's right. He's the only one who can settle this once and for all.
All right. Here comes Nate checking traffic here, though.
Thanks, John. Harborstone Credit Union with our update. It's pretty busy out there. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 40 minutes. An hour and 40 minutes. I had to read that twice. We're crowded through South Tacoma, and then it's bumper to bumper from Gravely Lake Drive all the way to the Nisqually River Bridge, where that right lane remains blocked from this long-term collision. Olympia to Tacoma, 50 minutes, all because of our looky-loo backup that starts at Pacific Avenue all the way to the bridge. Seattle to Tacoma, a 1-hour commute. We're solid from Tukwila all the way to the Puyallup River Bridge there in Fife. Westbound 18, your ramp to South 5, we have a collision partially blocking that ramp. You're bumper to bumper approaching Weyerhaeuser. Renton to Puyallup, 45 minutes. We're pretty solid from north all the way to the south end. Here in Seattle, North 5, bumper to bumper from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through this. And South 5 is solid from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle just jumped to a 1-hour commute. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Back at Nate Connors, if a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, or hip keeping you out of the game of life, maybe you're not able to play tennis anymore, your golf game's kind of gone to pop, ankles and wrists and knee, even something as simple as cooking. I was talking to a friend of mine. His wrists were so bad he wasn't able to stir a pot. It was like, what, really? But then, happy ending is to that fact that this guy that I was talking to, and I think the commercial is going to start running in a little while, went to go see Dr. Mark Wagner before I did at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. I went in there, met Wagner, who'd done more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, and he takes a look at the x-rays and the MRIs, and he takes his expertise, because he's done so many, and he's been in this business for 30 years. He knows exactly what to do to reveal the fact that your stem cells could be the answer to your pain. Shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever it is before surgery, the first step you deserve is right there into the office of Dr. Mark Wagner. Like I did. He fixed my hip. I'm running again. Hadn't run in 5 years. I feel great. DrMarkWagnerMD.com. That's DrMarkWagnerMD.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Truck started slow. Battery might be toast.
Slow starts are the first sign of heat damage to your battery. We'll test it, no charge.
Thanks. And if it is dead?
We'll set you up with a new, fully warranted battery, some up to 5 years, and we'll recycle the old one.
Thanks for the rundown. Lead the way.
Get free battery testing, charging, and recycling at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Over 700,000 U.S. troops have walked on pet decorator floors at the SeaTac and Lewis USO centers. Hi, this is Tammy Michaels. Whether you raise a hand or a paw to serve our country, Pet Decorator is proud to give back and honor those who serve. See for yourself why Pet Decorator flooring is so beautiful and durable. Available exclusively at Sound Kitchen and Bath. Find out more at petdecorator.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. Biggs Orca stole the show last week with 14 different families present on whale watching tours, according to naturalists from Puget Sound Express. The T-46Bs delivered the highlight of the week, taking a harbor seal in Oak Bay and turning up again off Marrowstone Point. The T-49As hunted around Yellow Island. The T-109As moonwalked past Blakely Island. And the T-19s, T-35As, and T-49As all surfaced together on Constance Bank just as the fog lifted. An unforgettable birthday for one lucky guest. The T-77s capped things off, hunting northwest of Edmonds. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers half-day and full-day guaranteed whale-watching tours departing from Edmonds, Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Orcas, humpbacks, gray whales, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Seattle Hot Tub carries American-made products, different sizes, different features, different price points. All prices are clearly marked. There's no games, no high-pressure sales pitch. Warehouse pricing and easy financing with hot tubs as low as $90 a month. SeattleHotTub.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle police are investigating a hit-and-run crash today that left a 30-year-old man dead in the Queen Anne neighborhood. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports.
The man was riding a motorcycle near 6th Avenue West and West Nickerson around 11:25 a.m. when he was struck by a car. A witness called 911, and at that same time, a group of people flagged down a Seattle Fire Department engine. The man was taken to Harborview Medical Center, where he later died.
Police have not released a description of that car or the driver who took off. The state is suing again over the president's push to change mail-in voting, just days after the U.S. Supreme Court lifted an earlier injunction. Secretary of State Steve Hobbs says time is running short.
In 6 weeks, we mail our ballots. In less than 3 weeks, we mail to our overseas voters.
Latest lawsuit targets a new U.S. Postal Service rule requiring new barcodes and additional processing for mailed ballots. It also requires states to share their list of mail-in voters before those ballots are mailed. Meta will pay more than $17 billion to settle claims it failed to protect young users on Facebook and Instagram. Washington is guaranteed $237 million from that deal. Attorney General Nick Brown.
These platforms have exposed our children to explicit content, allowing them to be contacted and harmed by adults who are predators.
The settlement requires daily time limits for kids and teens, overnight restrictions, and limits notifications during the school year. NFL owners unanimously approved the sale of the Seahawks today. The Paul Allen estate sold the franchise to a group led by Vinod Khosla and his family.
How often do you get to buy a franchise that just won the Super Bowl? So we are incredibly lucky and humbled by this gift, I would say, from the Allen Trust.
The deal is valued at $9.6 billion. That sets a new record for an NFL franchise. Bill Gates is out today with a warning that we are blowing it on artificial intelligence. ABC's Wayne Cabot reports.
Bill Gates says the computer industry that he championed is now a global threat. Gates saying he's in a state of shock as to why there's not more urgency on AI. He says on semaphore, self-regulation, championed by so many in the industry and the White House, is not working. And he'll gladly debate anyone opposing mandatory reviews of any AI system that could be weaponized to make new molecules and unleash a pandemic. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
And we turn now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. It is so busy out there. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour, 40 minutes. You're a little crowded through South Tacoma, but that's nothing compared to this bumper-to-bumper grind from Gravely Lake Drive all the way to the Nisqually River Bridge. There is a little nugget of good news. That crash on the bridge finally just cleared moments ago. Olympia to Tacoma, 50 minutes because of a looky-loo backup that starts prior to Pacific Avenue there in Lacey all the way up to the bridge. Seattle to Tacoma, minimum a 1 hour commute. It is heavy from, we'll call it 405 now in Tukwila, all the way to the Puyallup River Bridge in Fife. If you're getting into Seattle, North 5 is solid from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5, bumper to bumper from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is going to take you an hour. Bellevue to South Center, 40 minutes. We're heavy from 520 to Northeast 44th near the VMAC. And crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, 40 minutes on both bridge routes. Westbound 90 jams up at Bellevue Way out to the bridge deck. Then you're going to start to thin out. But westbound 520, you're solid from 92nd all the way to I-5. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And now to your forecast. Mostly clear skies right now, but we have clouds rolling through overnight and showers for the coast mainly. Could see some light rain inland tomorrow, and then cloudy Friday before some light rain rolls through Friday night into Saturday. Right now, 76 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Jeannie, please, if you would, sober up and hit the button marked. Oh, there, wow. Look at her. It goes round and round, names of all the players on there, and it lands on... You stopped it to land on yourself. You're not allowed to do that. Go ahead. You're so
Crafty.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I gotta make the egg recipe? All right.
Oh, yeah, like you're surprised. I saw your hand go up. Teeny, mark him down. Go ahead.
All right. In honor of Tim Curry.
Oh.
The recipe is going to be made by the butler in the kitchen with Wilcox Family Farm eggs.
Ooh.
However the butler wants to do it.
Wow. Nice. I like that. Little Clue reference?
Yeah.
Clever.
I thought you were going to go Rocky Horror Picture Show on that. No?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
I'm impressed you've seen Clue.
Yeah. Look at that.
It was hilarious.
All right, there's so it goes in there in honor of Tim Curry now passing at the age of 80. So it goes in threes. We lost Dolly, we lost Tim, and okay, don't jinx it, Joe. It's gonna be you if you don't breathe again. Okay, there you go. Nicole Thompson wrote me during the commercial break.
And
she was a significant philanthropist. I'm not going to try to do her voice. Literally every child born in this country gets a book a month because of her. Universally known, talking about Dolly Parton, the flag at half staff. Universally known and loved. Let her have her flag. She went above and beyond. They don't do it for everyone, and it's fine. I wrote her back. How about Taylor Swift? How about Oprah Winfrey? Huh? And she writes back, yup. All right. Okay.
See, that's what happens when you have no rules. People just make it up as they go along, and then everybody argues about it.
And the rule is the flag goes all the way up and then comes down to half staff. And then when you take the flag down, it has to go all the way up again and then all the way back down again. That's the standard by how you do it. Yes, I was a Cub Scout. Yes, I know how to do it.
Is there a federal rule if the president says, oh, the flags are half staff or whatever, 9/11, does that...
Do the states have to follow along? I don't know on that one, Joe. We never learned that in Cub Scout class.
Well, that's too bad.
The folks at Starbucks, I think they've had, how many strikes have these guys had? 3 or 4? They've just got a bunch of strikes every once in a while. They had it every while. Starbucks union, they got unionized in 2022. Of course, they had the Great Red Cup Rebellion. Remember where you were when that was in 2025? Yeah. And now they're at it again. What they're looking for basically is they want more money. They want a 4% annual raise. They want 3 workers on the floor at all times. They want to offer existing, if you're going to, rather than hiring somebody new, you have to offer the hours to workers that are already there. Plus, they want protection, just cause for firing protection, and then protection when the store closes. All right. Well, good luck with all that stuff. Do you have some sound from some people out there protesting? They don't want you to buy Starbucks coffee.
I do have lots, actually.
Thank you, Joe.
Here, I'm going to put it right in there for you. Okay. Start with skip the first one. You don't need that.
Yeah, but there's no contract, no coffee.
Yeah.
No contract, no coffee. No contract, no coffee. No contract, no coffee.
All right, well, it seems pretty simple. Unfortunately, it doesn't rhyme.
No.
Striking Starbucks Workers United union members explain why they are mad.
I believe the strike is necessary because Starbucks doesn't realize how much stress and pressure they put on their baristas.
Then quit. Solved it.
Whoa.
We decided we were going to go on strike first and foremost because of the contract that we're still waiting. Starbucks has not bargained in good faith.
Starbucks clings to cheap gimmicks and $9 drinks, claiming it's reasonable instead of addressing actual issues that we partners face every day in our stores.
We believe it's necessary.
Then quit. I'm solving all their problems.
Considering Brian Nichols makes millions while baristas are struggling. It's necessary considering Brian Nichols makes millions while baristas are struggling to make a livable wage.
We are still fighting for better wages. We're still fighting for better labor.
They have unrealistic expectations towards us without giving us proper support, communication, and training.
Consistent understaffing, lack of communication, training, and consideration on behalf of baristas.
We're still here, and we're not going anywhere.
Hey yo, hey yo!
Union busing's got to go!
Hey yo, hey yo!
Union busing's got to go!
Hey yo, hey yo!
Union busing's got to go!
Sometimes you just sit there and listen to that until eventually, like, I'm going to get out of the union. I like the fact they always said, yeah, the CEO makes all this money and we don't. It's like, yeah, you could just pull a Starbucks barista off the floor, have them take off their apron, and then have them go into some board meeting, then explain to the folks on Wall Street what they intend to do in order to be, yeah. You just random, like, hey, they don't really have any talent at all. Yeah, just anybody could do that job. SW posted a video mocking their managers.
What is taking you so long? I said those drive times need to be under 45 seconds. I don't care if they have a million modifications, all right? Let's pick it up. No. Stop telling me the blending powder is making you sick. Just slow down when you pour it in. You can't afford rent? I think you're being dramatic right now. We can't afford to give anyone a raise right now. We made so much money this year. Who can we throw some money to so they can make TikToks about how much they love working at Starbucks? Any takers? And then they said, I don't get enough hours. I'm gonna have to get a second job. Like, that is not my problem. Why don't you just work harder, you know? Quick, another $300 gazillion to AI, whatever they want. I mean, I just don't know why they keep quitting unions in their stores. I was so nice to them.
I'm not unsympathetic to people that have jobs and it's hard to live on this stuff. But you have no leverage. You have no leverage because you have no marketable skill that someone is willing to pay any more than $30 an hour in some case if you include the benefits. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to be replaced by a robot. I look, there's four major robot barista companies that are on the market right now. And their P&E, their market cap is pretty considerable when you look at what it can do for a Starbucks. Now, Starbucks hasn't done this yet. They do have some AI in there when it comes to something else they're doing, but they haven't put the barista on the floor, the robot. So right now, you get three baristas that are human beings. It's costing Starbucks $400 and some $1,000 a year in order to have that. If you get one robot, it's $168,000 to have one barista and one robot. You save, and they make more than 20 to 30% return on investment. Their profits go up. Their margins increase. Now, the question is, does Starbucks, when they start to save all that money by only having a robot do the work, and the robot's not complaining, and the robot is not asking for additional stuff, the total cost for the robot is $2,500 a month to lease it. You pay a little bit more if you'd like to also have the maintenance. So $2,500 from a robot that doesn't complain, that shows up on time, and produces the same cup of coffee every single time.
Yeah, but will it write the cute little message on the cup? That's what I pay for.
Okay, well, then you can have the human do that for you, and maybe they might end up writing if that's what you're going for. Because here's what happens. Once the company down the street that starts to provide the coffee for you and it's done with a robot is able to cut its price, will Starbucks also get the robots in there, and will they also cut the price? If they're making more than 20 or 30% on the GDP, right now they're only making 10% on their gross profit. The question is, as they save the money, do they pass it on to the customer and charge less? They might not. They might keep it and hand it out to stocks and dividends. They might pour it around somewhere else, and some other business comes in. They've got the baristas that are robots. They can charge less, so then Starbucks needs to adjust to the competition. But I'm sorry for the people that are unemployed. Then quit the job, find a marketable skill that somebody will pay you for. You'll be a lot happier than marching around with a chant that doesn't rhyme.
No contract, no coffee, no contract, no coffee, no contract, no coffee.
Not even in rhythm. Come on, guys.
Here's Nate checking traffic. Nate.
Yeah, Tacoma to Olympia, an hour, 45 minutes. You're crowded through South Tacoma, and then you're just barely moving bumper to bumper from Gravely Lake Drive to the Nisqually River Bridge, where we recently cleared a collision. Olympia to Tacoma is at 50 minutes, and this is because of a looky-loo backup starting at Martin Way now in Lacey up to the bridge. More slowing through South Tacoma once you finally get up in there. Renton to Puyallup, 45 minutes. We're slow from Renton into Kent. Catch a little breather, and then stop and go from State Route 18 into Puyallup. South Center to Bellevue, just under a half hour. We're slow from South Center through the S-curves, crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, right around 40 minutes on both of our busy bridge routes. Both directions of State Route 99 are heavy between the Aurora Bridge and the stadiums. Everett to Marysville, just under 20 minutes. Scattered slowing now from 526 up to 528. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'm Nate Connors. Parts of the house are not functioning. I'm not talking about the heating, cooling, and plumbing. No, we can talk about that later. I'm talking about the fact that there just is not enough space in the house. In fact, the closets, well, it's just you don't even want to open the door because as soon as you open it, something falls out. You can't find anything that's in there. Where are those shoes underneath a whole bunch of pile of a whole bunch of other stuff? And if you had Closets by Design come in, so you imagine this. When they came to the barn, I think it was about 8 months ago, and the reason we called Closets by Design because they're locally owned. They've been around for 22 years, family-run business, and they try to source all the materials right here in the Pacific Northwest. So they're coming into a barn. Cows and sheep and other things in barns don't normally have a lot of stuff that they need to store. So the Closets by Design had a lot of work to do. Build cabinets, build closets in the bedrooms, do the same thing in the garage. And it was absolutely amazing when they totally customized everything for us. They made sure the cabinets that they built would match the floor. It was wild without the giant price. 40% off plus 15% off and 18 months 0% financed on our approved credit when paid in full. Closets by Design. Get them in your home. You'll love working with them. 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula.
It's got to be a white man that I'm voting for in 2028.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Kamala Harris, I'm not voting for you. AOC, I ain't voting for you. We can't take no more chances. It's going to be a white man that I'm voting for in 2028.
And I think
to
that's
try
so
to win
sad
back.
without even knowing.
If you think that there's somebody that you believe that can win in 2028, you let me know.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey, I want to introduce you guys to a brand new sponsor to the show. I'm very excited to welcome Phil Mitchell from Sunset Auto Family. Welcome to the show, Phil.
Hey, thanks, Jake. Nice to be here.
It's so great to have you here. I want to jump right into something that you guys offer that is such a benefit to anybody out there looking for a vehicle. You guys have 48-hour used vehicle exchange. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Well, basically, we want to take the fear out of buying a pre-owned vehicle. So we give you 48 hours. You take the car home, you decide if you like it. And if you like it, you keep it. If you don't, you bring it back, and we try to find you something you do like.
All right, so let's say a scenario. I see something I love. I'm worried that it's not going to be there next time, so I jump on it real fast, and then I get it home to my garage, and it doesn't fit. I can bring it back?
You can bring it back, and we'll find you something that does fit. It just takes all the fear out of it. There's no more guilty feelings. You don't have to be stuck with it for 5 years or 10 years. You bring it back, we find you something that works.
Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Hello, sweltering Seattle. John Curley here. Is your home staying cool? Are you losing sleep because it's just too hot? At Home Comfort Alliance, the goal is not to sell you a new system. It's to fix the one that you have. Repair first, replace only if it truly makes sense, saving you time and money. If your system's done, a heat pump gives you both cooling and heating for year-round comfort. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Thinking about a new roof or exterior upgrade, but worried about the cost? This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We've created our summertime savings event to make it simple and affordable. Save up to $3,000 off your exterior project or get zero down, zero payments, and zero interest up to 24 months. And every qualifying GAF roof is backed by our lifetime Golden Pledge warranty. One call gets you started. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
There's a place where the world feels quieter, where mornings rise over your own private lake and evenings settle across rolling land that's yours to explore. The Stillwater Ranch, over 1,300 acres in eastern Washington, offers luxury, privacy, and a life shaped by the land itself. A home built for comfort and a landscape built for legacy. This isn't just a property. It's where stories are lived and passed on. Discover the Stillwater Ranch at fayranches.com.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
All right, Teeny, a little chance for a song or no? No song?
Quick one.
There we go. That's fast enough. There it is. That's all of it. We'll get the letter of the day first, take care of all the rest. Joe.
206 says, John, yesterday you told Stanley you're seeking your next chapter, or your next life chapter.
Yes.
I've got the perfect idea curated especially for you. Have me on the air Monday and I'll explain. That's a tease.
Wow, that's a tease.
And?
I don't know.
What
Find
do
out
you
on Monday.
don't know?
That's all I got. It's a text.
He's not going to come on the air?
I don't know.
Have me on the air on Monday, Joe. He's requesting to be on the air on Monday.
Yeah, I got to vet that one. Suspicious. That's all I got.
All right. Teen in the 425 says, random question. What happened to John's pumpkin? Oh, what a miserable failure I was. Horrible.
Not going. Is it still alive?
No, it's still going, but nothing like it was supposed to be.
Even your expert said he's having a rough year, too.
This is a bad year for pumpkins.
Yeah.
For the two of us, anyway. Yeah, but thank you for checking.
Seahawk Greg from Port Orchard said, OMG, John, what the hell did I see last night on Evening Magazine?
Yeah.
Please don't tell anyone I watch Evening Magazine, but they showed a video of you and others in I'm trapped in an 80s video.
Yes, we
I've
did.
never laughed so hard. Also, sweet outfit.
Yes, thank you. Let's see. RC Edmund says Patrick Osborne just made listening to the John Curley Show so worth it. Is that the guy who's laughing?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. Sure.
I'm going to skip down to the Starbucks union boycott.
Hold on. We're going to skip down.
Andrew in the 509 says, unionized Starbucks workers say don't buy their coffee. In other news, 2-year-old holds their breath until they get a cookie. As a small coffee shop owner, we welcome disappointed Starbucks customers. We serve you, not the ideology.
Wow. Andrew in the 509.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Should have plugged his
somebody we didn't
coffee
get to.
shop. I know. All right. This is from Matt in Ravensdale. We're talking about voting.
Yes.
Of course, us Americans take our voting rights for granted. Americans take everything for granted. We even take for granted the fact that we take everything for granted. The general public is so easily swayed. That's why we were never supposed to be a true democracy. We were intended to be a democratic republic. That's why only male landowners could vote originally. They figured that only people who had a stake in the game voted because everybody else could be so easily swayed.
True that. Put the camera on Andrew.
That's all
Nick wants to see Andrew.
That's all
she wrote. He's right there. He's right there.
She left the
You can't see him.
hanging round.
Why Nick wants to show Andrew to her daughter?
Hang on.
What the
Wait,
hell's that
there
about?
There.
There. Oh, wow.
Smile, Andrew.
Andrew?
There he is, right there. Wow. There goes Nate checking traffic.
Yeah. KIRO Newsradio App has the update. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour, 45 minutes. Little crowded through South Tacoma, but then it's just a parking lot from Gravely Lake Drive down near the Nisqually River Bridge. Olympia to Tacoma is going to take you 50 minutes. You're heavy from Martin Way and Lacey up to the Nisqually River Bridge. This is all from an earlier collision on that bridge. More slowing for you, and once you get into South Tacoma as well. Seattle to Tacoma, 55 minutes. We're solid from South Center through the Fife Curve. Eastbound State Route 162, 5 miles of stop-and-go traffic as you head down into Ording. Everett to Seattle, an hour 5, 50 from Linwood, bumper to bumper from North Gateway to I-90. Everett to Bellevue, in comparison, just a half hour if you can swing 405. Southbound 99, you're thick approaching the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums, and northbound 99 packed from the West Seattle Bridge, really, all the way up to South Lake Union. Text app APP to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
Starbucks is going to stop covering GLP-1 medications for weight loss. If you're on it, you know that these drugs per month can be like up to $1,000 if you don't have coverage.
When have we ever believed that pharmaceutical companies or any other company is going to make less profit to help the people out?
Watch live or later on the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront cost. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Guys, if your energy is down, your workouts feel harder, and your drive isn't what it used to be, it may not be aging. It could be low testosterone. At Revive Health here in Seattle, the first step is simple: a free testosterone exam and consultation with an experienced medical provider. We'll review your labs, symptoms, and overall health to determine if testosterone therapy could help improve your energy, strength, and performance. And for a limited time, qualified patients can get started with a free month of TRT. Revive has helped over 120,000 men since 2011 improve energy, sleep, mood, and confidence. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Get answers and take control of your health. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivehealth.com. Revive Health. Elevate your vibe. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact Revive for full details.
Certain industries expose workers to hazardous chemicals. If you worked in a paper or pulp mill, or in aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and have a child born with birth defects, your child may be entitled to legal damages as a result of your exposure to such chemicals. Birth defects have been linked to toxic chemicals, metals, and solvents used in these industries. If your child was born with brain or spinal cord damage, organ or limb malformations, blindness, cerebral palsy, genetic damage, or other birth defects, and you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill, aircraft manufacturing, or painting, contact us now toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your children may be entitled to legal damages. If you're a past or present worker in a paper or pulp mill or aircraft manufacturing or painting at Boeing, and your child has a birth defect, call toll-free at 1-866-99-TOXIC. Your call is confidential. 1-866-99-TOXIC. Message authorized by Weinstein Cajano, 600 University Street, Suite 1620, Seattle, Washington.
You know that feeling on a Friday night after a long week and all you want to do is just get away from everything? What if you didn't have to go anywhere? John Curley here. Seattle Hot Tub Company carries hot tubs, swim spas, and cold plunges for every lifestyle. A hot tub for those quiet evenings under the stars, swim spa for the morning workout, and cold plunge for recovery. All American-made products, different sizes, different features, different price points. Always clearly marked. There's no games and no high-pressure sales.